Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Yeehaw Lads podcast, episode number 5. Got all 4 hosts back in studio again. We got some exciting topics to talk about this week, including our trip to GunCon we took over the weekend.
Woot.
For anyone who doesn't know, GunCon is hosted by the Gun Collective and Brownells. It's hosted at the Brownells warehouse in Iowa. The 3 out of 4 of us went. Originally, my younger brother was going to come too, but he couldn't make it due to work scheduling and new house projects and stuff. So it was just Marcus, Andy, and I that went down there. We drove down Saturday morning. We left 6:30-ish. Yeah. Marcus was like...
I wasn't the one who was late for once. I just want that on record.
Nobody was late.
Yeah.
You were the latest, but
No,
you were still early. You were early. Marcus was there at like 6:13. He was there so fucking early.
I was very proud of myself
okay.
for
We were
getting
sitting in
up.
the driveway. I was still ahead of time technically at 6:30.
You were
but
not
yeah.
late.
Yeah, I was the last one there, but I was still I was still before the planned time, which is good for me.
That's very good for you.
I've been better about that lately.
Yeah, like Marcus texts me, I'm here. I'm like, bro, I'm still in my underwear on the toilet. I ain't fucking... I'm not ready
bro,
for
I'm
this shit.
pooping right now.
I'm just like, okay. And I figured you'd sit in your car, which you did. So
My reaction to that information.
yeah, honestly. But
See.
yeah, that's one of those too much information segments, but that's okay.
Man, I was just happy I got my ass up.
I was shocked. I'm
Yeah,
like, I
God
expect you to be
forbid.
like last minute, like, I'm so
I'll tell you,
tired.
you didn't last long though. You're probably 45 minutes in. You're sleeping.
Oh yeah,
again in the truck,
can we
so.
post that picture for a thumbnail? I think that'd be
Oh, the
funny.
thumbnail?
Oh,
It's
that would be a
probably-
good thumbnail actually
That
for
would be sick.
GunCon.
Is it on
yeah.
your phone? Or did
I
you
think
post
It's
it
in
in
it's,
Discord?
Nick saved it. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, good.
Sick. Okay, yeah. And it'll be a good Discord emote too. Fucking-
In the picture.
Oh,
that
yeah,
up.
we don't have one of Marcus.
Yeah, I'll Photoshop that out
True.
later. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Perfect.
Okay. So we left about 6:30-ish, stopped, got breakfast, drove drove across, because it's
Yeah.
straight across on
Straight
I-80.
fucking west.
It's like 2 turns to go like 100
Yeah,
miles. It's so
literally.
silly.
You'll love to see it.
But it was about 3 hours, 15 minutes to get there. We rolled up about 9:45. Doors opened at 10. Hopped in line. And we were... So, to preface this, how I heard about this event was from one of the guys that I know out in Iowa. It's Sam of Shyworks Custom Cerakote. He paints guns, does amazing themes on them. He does some of the best work in the country. If you haven't looked at it, you should definitely check it out. His Facebook, they post a lot of stuff. It's SCHI and then Works, WERKS.
Mhm.
Or C? I think it's S. I don't
It's an
know.
S. It's an S.
I think it
Because I
is.
looked them up on Instagram because I was curious. I'm like, I should look at their stuff because like you had mentioned it many times just in the talks about guns and stuff and showed me some of their work and I'm like, oh, like
Yeah.
it's really good fucking work. And I was looking up. I'm like, I was on Instagram at work and I was like, oh, just kind of scrolling through. I'm like, I should look up them. I looked up on their Instagram. Very not active on Instagram. Like he's consistent, but not. Like there's not a ton of stuff he posts. He posts like consistently like once a week, maybe. That's about it. So I'm assuming their Facebook's probably got more stuff in it.
And I'll credit that up too, because he said it before that Instagram throttles his content so hard. It's
Oh,
not,
I believe that.
it's not even worth
Yeah.
posting because they don't like gun content. So even stuff that's just like
Fuckers.
it's basically art just printed on a gun,
Yeah.
they'll throttle that way down super hard, so it
Understandable.
doesn't get much exposure, which kind of sucks because it's really cool work. But
Mhm.
Yeah, we
Right.
could plug them in the comments.
yeah, pretty much. But I have met him, this would be my first time meeting him, but I've been talking to him on Discord and stuff for a while. And he had mentioned this to us, like, hey, like this is going to be in, June. So anyone want to go? And I'm like, fuck, I'll go. Like I probably got 2 or 3
Short
people.
drive. I mean, honestly.
Yeah,
It's
it
one of
wasn't
the
bad at
closest
all.
events I've been to.
Right.
Usually I'm going to off-roading trips and shit 6+
6
hours away.
anywhere. Yeah.
Besides Badlands, and Badlands is just as far away as this was. So
Yeah.
about 3 hours or so.
So he was going there with I think 2 or 3 other guys. We were going there with the 3 of us.
Mhm.
So we got there, got checked in, said our highs to him, just talked to him for a second, then went to explore the show floor.
And didn't run into him the whole rest of the time until the very end of it at the giveaways, which is like we got there at 10 a.m. The giveaways is at 6:30, and we managed to not run into him again.
Almost
basically.
the entire day. Yeah, it's
Like there wasn't a ton to do, but like there was enough stuff to keep us busy and entertained and stuff. And
I
yeah.
assume that he sat through most of the like lectures and stuff that we
Mhm.
didn't, but yeah, it's like every time we'd go outside, they were probably coming inside and we
Yeah,
kept cycling
yeah.
around and stuff. But
yeah,
either way, so it was held at the Brownells warehouse, literally right off the interstate. You could
Yeah, you
see,
can
it.
see it.
It's fantastic in Grinnell,
Mhm.
Iowa.
which I had stopped to stop at the showroom once before when I went out to Des Moines to pick up an engine for an old F-150 I had. And on the way back, I was like, screw it, I'll stop in. I want to, might as well check out gun stuff. And at the time, I had just gotten a my carry gun, which is a Sig P365, and I was like, oh, like kind of looking for self-defense ammo. Couldn't, like, didn't really want to spend the stupid money it was going for online. I'm like, okay, I like stop in. They have so much in stock, and just the showroom alone is like a very nice showroom, but then where they actually had the GunCon itself in the warehouse was a pretty big area as well. But yeah, it was cool because I had been there at least once before. I'm like, oh, we could spend an hour or two in the showroom, which we probably did.
I think we did.
Yeah, Mr. Trigger.
Oh yeah. So in their showroom, because it's actually a very nicely set up store
Yeah.
with a bunch of stuff. They have basically a rack with like 26 different triggers on it in a little AR frame, but not a full frame, but like just the
Just
trigger
to
mount.
test out triggers
So you can go through,
and grips as well,
so you can go through and click one, click the next one, work your way through all of them,
and find out which one you like pick out the differences between the two.
yeah, figure out
et
what
cetera.
you like, what you don't like, and then compare them price versus like, is it a drop-in trigger, is it a grouped trigger, like how does it, what do you want to deal with installing it? And I think we settled on like a CMC 3.5 pound for you or something.
Yeah, that sounds right.
A nice like $170 trigger. We didn't end up buying it, but
I was hoping to win some stuff from the giveaways, but it sucked because the showroom was closing before the giveaways started. Because if it would have been I didn't win anything in the giveaways, I would have went right back to the fucking showroom and just bought myself the trigger and stuff I didn't win.
Right, and we were gonna stop back in the morning, but then we just kind of didn't because we were
I'm not worried about
tired
it.
and just kind of like didn't feel like it.
Also, I have a list of stuff to buy for my guns and stuff now. So
Yeah, but
I got a
make
couple
one
months
big
to
order.
wait until I can order some of my stuff.
yeah, obviously I'm not in a rush to do it, but now I have a good list of stuff I want. So
yeah, so the showroom wasn't gigantic by any means. There was a good amount of vendors, probably 30 or so, kind of spread out around
I'd
the
say.
area. Some of the big names like LMT Defense was there, AAC was there with their suppressors, Streamlight was there, Mantis target shooting. What do you call that? Practice system.
Yeah.
Practice system.
They were there with a demo for their stuff. Oracle Arms was there with their 2311s, which are
very nice.
so a 1911 is the 2 World War champion, God
Goddamn
bless. So they took that style and upgraded it, made it a 2011. That is a 9mm version, but double stack with still metal frames and stuff, so it's still really nice, high precision work. They took that same concept and built the 2311, which is based off of the Sig Sauer magazines and stuff. It uses a lot of parts that are just for that, but they're doing it at an affordable price. Like a normal 2011 is like $5,000,
I
depending on.
think these are like low twos.
They were like $2,300. I think is
Yeah,
what they were
which-
saying for it.
I mean, like feeling it in my hands, I'm like, this feels very nice for this kind of like mutated cluster of whatever guns. But feeling it in my hands, I'm like, this. It's a good place to put your money, honestly.
Like, considering
and
you could
not a
spend-
lot of other people are gonna have it either.
Considering you could spend $700 on a generic ass pistol and then spend $500 upgrading it and then this and that, you just spend it one time and get a really nice kitted out gun.
Yeah.
Like I was considering, like, man, if I hadn't just built my 320 over the last like 2 years, like I probably would consider one of these if we could get them in our state, which we can't. 'cause
Yeah,
Illinois is
currently.
fucked.
Which we'll get into that when we talk about giveaways and stuff.
Yeah. So that was one of the cool booths there.
So hold on. Speaking of 320s, there was a booth called Align,
Align Tactical.
which was a lot of. They had Glock as well, but I was mostly interested in them for the P320 parts. And
So yeah, what they're
that's
really
on my
known
list
for
now
is
as well.
what they're known for is a thumb rest or gas pedal.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes out your takedown pin and it gives you somewhere to rest your forward thumb.
Yeah.
So you can really push the gun forward and get a lot of control over it.
As well as aftermarket mag releases on the 320, which I'm interested in as well. Like
That's-
I said, it's on my list.
That's one problem with the 320 is the mag release is like triangle, but it's right where your top finger lands. So you kind of have to low grip your bottom hand. It's a little weird, but they offset it up a little bit and make it bigger, so it's a lot easier to get to.
Yeah.
Plus, the nice thing with their thumb rests, they were completely drop-in. Very simple design, but
yeah.
effective work.
Very
Exactly.
sturdy and very
Yes.
simple. That's always a great combination when you're
Yeah.
trying to do something like that. Of like you replace one part and you get a bunch more functionality out of it. You know,
Which I would say, like, I before this, honestly, I was pretty intimidated with like modifying guns and stuff just because I didn't know a lot about it. Going there and seeing all these vendors and stuff with all their products and having them explain kind of the functionality of each thing, I'm definitely more into building them now just because of like, instead of just like I hadn't done it before, so I'd have to go online and like look at all these aftermarket parts and think about how they work, and then maybe watch a YouTube video of somebody else using them and then buying them and then installing them. I went out there, I felt them in my hand, I got kind of familiar with them. I'm like, oh, now I see, say a charging handle for an AR, like the Radian.
Radian had a booth there with a bunch of parts. And
Yeah,
stuff.
I think they sold me on AR parts because I felt a lot of them. I'm like, these feel really nice, and they're known for charging handles at the very least, but they have a handful of other things too, which I'm kind of looking at now. And I'm like, oh, like I'm definitely looking at these guys for AR parts now. Like now that I've met the guys at the booth, felt the products, saw them in action, they had guns on display. And
it's very confidence inspiring
Yeah,
hearing them.
absolutely.
They're very prideful about their parts, and they know
every booth is, not
every
just
booth
Radiant.
was,
Yeah.
But,
And I think that kind of helps sell. I mean, not only with Radiant. I mean, they're coming out with what did I think they said in the next couple months they were coming out with a Glock 17 barrel and combo.
So yeah, Radiant also does what's called a ramjet compensator.
ramjet.
It is the only, as far as I know, it's the only 50 state legal compensator for Glocks, because most compensators have a thread-on section. In a lot of states, a threaded barrel makes it an assault pistol, and then it's banned by name. So they use a wedge clamp that actually goes onto a smooth part of the barrel. So technically, it's 50 state legal. They've already got them for 19s, I think a Glock 26, but they're going to drop their one for a Glock 17 later this year, which
Super excited for that.
you definitely need one because they're sick.
They are pretty sick.
Since you can't buy a threaded barrel, that
yeah.
would be a good option.
The other thing that they had that was very, very interesting was the what did they call it? The sight protector.
Oh, they had a.
was that Radiant?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was Radiant because it was on the same pistol as
They
that.
had like
It's a
dot
it's a-
protector.
I remember
shield.
messing with it. Yes.
It's a red dot shield that sits in front of the glass, so that way if you're going to hard rack it off a block of wood or something, which
Don't
is
worry about it.
it is stuff that you
Yeah,
sometimes
I think they
might
said
have
it
to
was
do.
rated for 80 pounds
Yeah.
of pressure on the shield itself.
It was
and
80 pounds before it would deflect to touch the optic.
Yeah.
And at that point, it's still not doing any damage.
Yeah, it feel again going back to the feeling it in your hands and actually like gaining confidence out of it. I'm like, wow, this is a nice product.
Yeah, hearing them talk about the product they design is like, yeah, this makes a lot of sense. Like, why is no one else doing this? And it's like, because we're first. Like,
Well, and, it was kind of the same thing with Vertex, of their fanny pack, and we walked up and it's like,
what do you got here?
sell
Yeah,
me on
literally, Marcus said, "Sell me on this," and it took about 5 minutes, and then the other 35 minutes we spent at this booth was just,
was him being sold on.
oh, dude, yeah, and in the process, I was getting sold on a bigger bag that I was looking at more for adventure motorcycles. I was like, oh, like that, absolutely, I could, I'm envisioning using this as storage on. I'm hoping to get an adventure bike here soon, and doing that, I'm like, I can definitely see myself using this type of storage for
something that would get wet or you'd actually want to protect and carry with you.
or even the book bag they had there, or a book bag style. I think it's called the Overlander.
There's the Overlander.
They
there's
had
a
an
couple of them.
Overlander and their base camp.
Base camp.
Yeah, the Overlander was the one I was looking at. It just looked a little smaller. Like while on the bike, I was thinking I don't want something super heavy on my back, and then just kind of hitting your arms, anything to make you uncomfortable. That one looked like small enough to where it wouldn't be uncomfortable, but also has so much functionality. And while still maintaining a really small package, I'm like, okay, that's good.
And not only the functionality, but the fact that it's semi-modular to a point
Yes,
is amazing.
There's a lot of Velcro pads in there, so you can actually buy the add-on pieces and stick stuff to where you would want it. And if you need that bag, you just pull it off the Velcro and take it with you to whatever you're doing. It's very, very versatile. You could tell there's a lot of thought behind every one of these products.
Definitely. Like this thing sat in R&D for
Years,
a year,
probably.
maybe two, and in between different workups of it, somebody was out. Hey, I'm gonna go on vacation. I'm gonna take the bag with me. Hey, I'm gonna go overlanding. I'm gonna go do this or that. And as they came back, it was, we need to reinforce this. This would be something cool that I thought about, and they built that backpack to basically be
whatever
built out
you need it.
to whatever the situation you're going to be, and then to easily be able to swap between multiple bags or different options.
And one of the cool things they were talking about is they're doing different colored zipper pulls. That way, if you're doing something, you're like, hey, go into the blue zipper pocket and pull out the pad in there. Like it's very easy to identify in like a high stress situation.
Yeah.
And like if you're using it for like a team where you all have similar equipped bags, like blue zippers are your radios, red zippers are your medical. Like everyone does the same thing. They can set it up however they want with big pocket, small pocket,
Yeah.
but it's a consistent color scheme. So that way, if you have someone else's bag,
Yeah.
you know where to look for stuff.
Yeah.
Like it was actually pretty cool thought. Like
Yeah.
it was.
I-
You could tell there's a lot of thought in every product.
Mhm.
And the guys who are out there for that were amazing.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're all sales guys, but I was kind of blown away by the presentation that
Yeah.
they gave for
The one guy was
every
kind of
single one
losing
of
his
those
voice
bags.
because I'm sure he went through the spiel so many
Oh,
times.
I'm
The
sure.
guy we were talking to, he was very relaxed and very just like
he seemed like he knew the product.
Yeah,
in and
he's like,
out.
imagine this situation, immediately just step by step by step.
Yep.
Oh, like overblowing the entire situation, but he's also like he's selling you on it for a reason.
Right.
He's only making it more appealing to buy, and
But
he
it-
did a damn good job.
He
of that.
did, because it didn't feel like he was pushing you to it. It's
Yeah.
well, if you're in this sort of
Imagine
situation,
this.
you can put this, and that.
Mhm.
Check this out. And
Mhm.
it's holy shit.
It
Yeah.
does. It's a lot of stuff that just makes sense.
I mean, he literally spent probably 10 to 15 minutes on each bag he
Oh,
had
yeah.
there.
yeah.
And we went through, 3 or 4 or probably 4 or 5 bags at least.
We spent the longest time at that booth for
Mhm.
sure. Like it was
Yeah.
it was actually pretty interesting, worth our time
Yeah,
for
definitely,
that.
yeah.
Then let's see, any other booths you guys want to mention by name?
Genesis.
Genesis
Ooh.
Arms, yeah.
So Genesis Arms.
no,
I
no.
wish.
Genesis shotguns.
So Genesis Arms makes shotguns on an AR pattern, which
Yo.
there's a
Yeah,
couple
literally.
of companies that like mimic it, make it kind of look like it.
Yeah.
This is the first company that I'm aware of to do it the right way.
Yeah,
So
it's well built, to
they're-
say the
Holy
least.
shit.
they're designed off the DPMS LR308 pattern, which is a very specific like AR-10 style.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
they were having problems finding a company that was reliable to the tolerance they needed. So they said, "Fuck it, we'll just make it all our own."
Fuck it, we'll do it.
That they should fit with anything else, but they're making all their own parts. I don't know if they're in-house, but they're all their lower, their upper to make a semi-auto AR pattern shotgun
Mm-hmm.
compared to like the normal cheapo fucking Turkish nonsense or an
Yeah.
AK pattern shotgun that just jams.
I've felt the magazine fed AR style shotguns, and they are plasticky and cheap.
never came
and
close.
just
Not
not
even
even,
a little
not even the same ballpark at this point.
And
Genesis,
the fact that they're basically, I mean, what did the guy say there? Oh, you can run
Anything.
this buckshot and then switch to this slug in the exact same mag, and this
So that's
shotgun will not falter.
That's a
or
really
fuck
big
up at
problem
all.
with semi-auto shotguns. Is
Yes.
switching from
Yes.
birdshot to buckshot to slugs. It's a really hard time for the gun to compensate for the different weights and velocities coming out of it. On a pump, it doesn't matter. On most semis, it's okay. On this, with it actually tuned properly, he's like, you could switch from birdshot to slug, back and forth. Don't touch anything on the gun; it will run it, and that's really impressive. Because like a lot of the guys that run like 3-gun competition shooting, they'll buy a shotgun and then take the whole thing apart and rebuild it from scratch to make it run their loads.
Yeah.
You know, and they still have problems with them. Where this being a properly set up rifle slash shotgun, whatever you want to call it, it's a rifle pattern with shotgun bore, but it's supposed to. He made it sound like it's very reliable, and I would believe him after feeling it and playing with it for a minute.
It was, another thing that was another booth that was very impressive was that.
Yeah, you can. It's one of those where you tell, yeah, they know everything about this because they built everything about it the way they wanted it. You know, no expense spared, which is always nice. You know, they're a little pricey, but you're paying for quality.
You're buying a top-notch product.
Yeah,
You're
buying
in the
something-
market at that point.
You're buying something made by people who want it to exist and want it to be good.
Yeah.
So you're paying a premium for it, but they'll surely support it for years to come.
I mean, $28.55
for a
is
eight,
their
Yeah, so it was
their base
between
model.
20, yeah, I was like,
about 25 and up is where they start.
yeah.
Which
$2,800. Let's
Yeah.
call it there for a bitchin' ass semi-auto shotgun.
yeah,
Mhm.
and if you're competing,
Can't really
that's not
complain.
out of line.
Oh,
with
yeah.
Oh
pumps.
God, no!
People spent $800 on pumps. Like it's not.
Didn't Radian give away like a $6,000 or $7,000 AR?
There was,
So
I'm assuming over 40 grand of giveaways.
easily. So
easy.
basically, every booth, other than like one or two of them, because they weren't aware of it, had a
Yeah.
box. So when you would come in, they'd give you tickets for a meal ticket and giveaway tickets.
Oh yeah, I'll say like
5 of them.
Yeah, the ticket we bought was $25,
Yes.
and you get $14 of food, 5 entries of a giveaway, and the show entrance
Yeah. All
for
for
your
that price.
one $25 ticket. Which
And
I would.
parking.
That is
And
and parking. That's a good deal alone. Like I would have paid 25 tickets just for entry.
Oh,
Not for entry.
easy.
The $14 in food, I figured, remember, like $5 or $10 in food, just something.
Yeah, or
Like
they
a
were
hot
given
dog and chips
a
is
sandwich.
usually
Yeah,
what
or
you
they
used
would
to.
have
No,
had like
this was
sandwiches and shit.
this was basically your entire meal for the day. I think I spent $2 extra on food for chips and a drink.
yeah.
Right.
Like the sandwich I bought was $14, but yeah, I'm like, this is like that's a bargain. Like that, it was included in my $25 ticket price. Not to mention 5 entries to a giveaway.
Yeah.
And
So basically, every booth had a box. You would tear one of your tickets, put it in
Mhm.
there, and at the end of the day, they'd raffle off, whatever they were giving away that day.
yeah,
There was probably half a dozen suppressor companies all giving stuff away. Like YMH
Yeah.
was there, Huxworks was there, AAC was there.
Yep.
There was a couple more actually,
Mhm.
but I don't remember the names off the top of my head.
yeah,
A couple of performance like 22 LR like rimfire rifles that build 20,
Mhm.
competition grade 22s.
yeah.
But yeah, but there was a bunch of companies giving away cool stuff. And
Mhm.
it's like, yeah, there was probably like, I know the YMH booth gave away 2 suppressors and a suppressed rifle.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
they're giving away thousands of dollars, but you're giving it to people who appreciate what you do,
Mhm.
came out, spent the day to talk to you and see what
Yeah.
you're all about. Like giving
Yeah.
that away is just a cool thing you can do
Mhm.
to help give back to the community and stuff.
Well, and
Yep.
again, I mean, seeing things in person with
Mhm.
your own 2 hands, being able to pick stuff up, feel
Yeah.
how everything functioned, or
And ask questions
And
to
ask
the guy to the
questions.
guys who build it.
I forget the
Nice.
company
What-
that was in the one corner. They had the
Matador Arms with a 9mm upper. No,
Just
yes,
just
no.
just let him
Yes,
explain.
but
And
they,
we'll go from
but
there.
they had the
Oh, Stern Defense.
yeah, Stern
Stern.
Defense.
So they
yes.
make mag adapters for ARs to convert them to 9mm.
if I
Yeah.
would have saw that online, I would have been like, "What fucking cheap ass shit is this?"
Mhm.
Mhm.
But seeing it in person and
Yeah.
having it explained was like
They also have
the
Oh, yeah.
quick breakdown
A
buffer
buffer tube.
tubes.
yeah.
Seeing that in person, it's like, holy shit, that's awesome. That'd be an awesome truck gun. Or, your mind starts working in the fact of when you see something in person a lot better than, oh, this is cheap.
Of like,
This
ooh,
looks cheap.
what can I do with this? If I win this, what do I do? What can I buy? What can I add to that?
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
mind starts racing because you're looking around at all the parts, and it's kind of it's not overwhelming, but you're like, there's that, there's this, there's that. Like, if buy
Mhm.
that upper, put on that lower, buy the parts from this boot. Like
Mhm.
you're
Yeah.
piecing it together in your head in the show.
Yeah.
It's kind of a fun little,
I was thinking back to the guns I have at home, like, oh, like this and
Yeah.
this
Mhm.
and this and this, and then the illegal suppressors that we couldn't touch, which
Yeah.
sucked, which we had talked about beforehand. It's like, have any of us seen a suppressor before,
And-
before this?
like I know Marcus and I haven't. You're a liar, because the Brownells showroom has them in there, so you have seen them before. Unless you,
Okay, yes, but
Where?
the Brownells when I
On
went
the-
when I picked up my engine, this would have been 2021.
it'd be 2 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah,
Something like
2021.
that.
When I went there, but like it's almost like the video game screen where like you haven't unlocked this player yet. Like yes, I've seen them.
But you do
I
not-
have never touched them, and I will never get to own one.
Right.
So it's like my brain just went whoop
Yeah.
right over the top.
But yeah, you've probably seen one. You just didn't remember it.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
actually
it
getting-
would have been in that showroom absolutely.
Well,
but yeah,
I mean,
no,
some of these vendors had like a Pelican case with like 6 of them, and it's like, huh,
Yeah.
must
Must
be
be
nice
fucking
to have
nice.
to go out and buy
Every-
a fucking foam Pelican case for my
Yeah.
8 suppressors.
But when each of those suppressors is $900,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh,
Right.
Yeah.
you're like, yeah, I'm not letting these roll around in the truck or
It's-
throw them in a range
it's
bag.
crazy though because like
Third
if-
world country or first world
First
country
world.
problems.
Yeah. Third world does not have suppressors.
Yeah.
I can assure you.
Well, I was
that.
gonna say it's crazy. Like, it's crazy the difference in like the gun culture because like we're all used to talking to people who live in Illinois about guns, et cetera, et cetera. You know, we're all passionate about it. But going there, it's like just being able to think about suppressors while using guns. Like everybody was like, "Oh, I
Whole
want to
other
build,
world.
I want to build an AR pistol and put a suppressor on it and this and that." I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, my head's exploding because I literally don't think about this. It's just out of my element because I'm not able to get it.
The amount of people that
Straight
were,
to jail.
the amount of people like, oh
Literally.
yeah, build a 12.5 and throw this can on there, or build a
I was
an
like,
11.5. You're like,
Straight to jail.
like I can't.
Yeah.
That is, it's the meme,
Yeah.
but it's true. Like
There
yeah.
were a couple of
Oh.
people who were like, "Oh yeah, and you can do this, and you can do that," and it's
No,
like, "Oh no, we
I-
can't because that's fucking illegal."
I
where we're
cannot
from."
do that exactly.
Which-
I thought about that a lot over
Which
that.
brings us into the giveaways, which
Mhm.
half the stuff there we couldn't take home with us.
Over half.
At least
Well,
over
probably
half,
three
yeah.
quarters of it we could not enter because
Because it
all-
was a semi-automatic with a removable mag.
yeah.
So half the guys are like, yeah, put your ticket in for this. It's like, we can't. And he's like, huh? It's like, we're from Illinois.
I got kind of tired of telling everybody, I'm like, can't Illinois gun
Yeah.
laws are going through right now.
And they're like,
you
man,
know?
that sucks. And it's
Yeah.
like,
So even
Yup.
if we would have won the giveaway, some companies might have said, yes, we will hold it for you until your laws are straightened out and see where it goes from there.
right.
But like putting the company through that is not worth
Yeah.
it.
That, or I
Which-
feel like they would have been like, okay, we'll just give you a credit on our website
something.
for the
Yeah,
amount
something
of
like
this
that.
rifle
Yeah.
or something.
But then,
Yeah.
yeah, they still can't ship you parts, which is a pain.
right.
which-
So
Yeah.
So, yeah. Marcus didn't win anything from the giveaway. I didn't win anything from the giveaway. Andy, on the other hand,
I won a bullpup conversion for an AK, which is cool, except for the fact that I don't own an AK.
Yeah.
and if
I-
you did, you weren't going to cut it in
No, I
half.
probably would have actually. My plan. I was thinking. I'm like, man, all that this bullpup conversion is gonna do is make me spend another $600 or $800 on a cheap AK just to bullpup it and have like a fuck around like funny gun.
Yeah.
Because everybody's gonna be like, I need to shoot the bullpup AK.
Yeah.
And it's like, yes,
Brandon
yes, you
Herrera
want
off a
to,
little
but I'm
bit.
like, fuck that. Like, it's at my expense of another $800. Or, so once I won, I was like, fucking sick. I don't really win many giveaways and shit. I'm not Brad,
Yeah, my older brother wins them like crazy.
fucking dickhead. But yeah, I'm not him. So I'm like, yeah, like, how about? And so I'm like, all right, like, I'm just gonna. I told Brian and Marcus, I'm like, how? Like, I should just go ask him if they'll trade it in for. What was the booth? I don't even remember.
It is Stuff
That's-
and Things
Yes.
Inc.
STI Inc.
Yeah.
So Stink
Or-
is
or
their
Stink,
website.
yes,
Yeah, it's a-
stink.com, STINC.
Yeah.
Uh,
So they make a trigger called the Shocker,
Yes.
which is a
Yeah.
so a normal trigger, you pull it and it shoots. This
Correct.
has a rocker in the middle where you can pull it forwards and then push the bottom half, pull that back towards you in kind of a back and forth motion.
Like a
It's-
paintball
it's
gun.
a paintball style trigger.
yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's all it does is you take off your trigger guard, it slips over your stock trigger. So there's no part replacement, you're not changing anything out.
Yes.
So it's actually
As
really
long as your
cool-
trigger guard is pinned
Yes. If you
instead
have
of molded.
if you have like a billet lower where it's actually connected all the way
Yeah.
through, you can't use it. But
Eh,
on any
angle grinder.
standard mil spec lower, you can put it in there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Goodness, got a little burpy burp.
Yeah.
Cool.
But so this booth also was giving 2 giveaways. So the first one was for a shocker trigger. The
Right.
second one was for the bullpup conversion. I was the second winner. And I'm like, sick. And I'm like, well,
You
And
were
This sucks.
we had probably 2 booths until the Vertex group.
Yeah.
Which I was.
We
I
all
was
threw a
hoping and
lot.
fucking praying.
We
I
all
think
threw
I,
a lot of things in
I
for that
threw
giveaway.
4 tickets just in Vertex.
I think I did as well.
Yeah.
Because it was 250
For in-store credit, yeah.
for in-store credit, and I think the base camp backpack, which is the one I wanted, is like 280 on their website.
Yeah.
So
So the
the-
Overlander was 300, which I was
Yeah.
looking
Yeah,
at.
so you spend $50, get a couple of patch or things to fit in it too, like
And be
money
done.
well
Yep.
spent.
But yeah, I'll say there was a couple booths in between the one I won at and then the next one that I had entered at. So I'm like, I'm gonna go talk to the guys at the booth and be like, hey, and I'm like, surely this bullpup conversion is worth more than the shocker trigger.
Yeah.
And if not, they'd probably be cool with it either way.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're in the spirit of giving stuff away. So yeah, I walked up to them like, hey, I don't own an AK. I would love to bullpup one. I just don't want to spend the other money right now to do that. But I already own an AR. So can I trade this out for the shocker trigger? And they're like, oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I was
why
like,
not?
I was like, fantastic. So I handed him the big box of the bullpup conversion, got myself a shocker trigger, and I'm like, all right, I'm happy with this.
Well,
Like,
and those shocker triggers retailed for what, $100
$100
bucks?
I think.
yeah, 100,
And I'm sure that
maybe.
bullpup conversion
Probably
was
200 plus.
250 plus.
I'd have to
so-
assume so, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure. We'll take this back.
Oh,
and
hey, I'm perfectly okay with it because
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't, without me spending another fucking $600 or $800 on an AK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have an AR. I have technically 2 platforms I can use this on. I have my AR pistol as well as my full size AR. That I can hopefully use a shocker trigger on. So
Yeah, and even for $800 you're getting a shitty AK at that point.
yeah,
so-
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to. And then I'm not gonna own a nice AK. I'm gonna own a fucking bullpup AK when I
That-
do this conversion on.
A shitty US made Vishka or something. That's
Yeah, like
breaking.
no, I don't feel like. I'm all for the meme, but my meme gun was gonna be the high point rifle, which is like $200.
So
I was planning to buy for a while, but yeah,
disgusting.
for $200 it's funny, but still.
It's just not not worth
I
at
missed
all.
their Facebook page, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh,
God
it's
bless.
it was a good group. It was a good booth to stop at during the
Yeah.
gun
It was
con.
it was
I think
interesting.
what was it? High Point and Radian were
Basically next to each other.
had a little bit
and
of a tiff
what was
going.
it? Swamp Works, I think.
Swamp Fox.
Swamp Fox.
They do optics.
Yeah. I'll say all those 3 booths were like right next to each other. They were all giving each other shit all day. So
Yeah.
Yeah, vendors
Yeah,
were
going
really
from-
good.
Going from High Point's garbage to Radiant's super nice stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Radiant, they were giving away a free extended bolt catch.
Oh
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
no,
All
no,
three of us took.
that was not a giveaway. That,
was
was a free
freebie.
Yeah.
like T-shirt, stickers. They gave us away. Yeah, so I
Yeah.
was like, this
Which
is
was
sick.
perfect because I needed to take the bolt catch on my AR apart anyway because it was stuck at the down position, so it wouldn't catch the bolt ever. So I already had to take it apart, and I'd been
Did you put that
procrastinating
in
on it.
already?
Already put it on. Works great.
Oh yeah, so it was not your broken spring, or
Nope.
the spring's good. So.
What I think happened is this. So it's a like dimpled cap where there's like an outer ridge and then a post in the middle.
Okay, yeah.
I think the spring jumped off and hit like the post and was stuck on top of it, so it was
Okay.
always pushing out.
Yeah.
Like it was pushing out harder than it should have been. Because as soon as I popped it apart, I could feel it like clicked into place. So I probably could have just drove the pin out, put it back in, and be fine.
But now you have an extended one, which is even cooler.
And I was like messing with it. It's so nice.
Nice.
It runs so much smoother. Like it actually locks the bolt back now. It's crazy. So,
Yeah, I'm not. I when I got back Sunday from the trip, I was like, oh, I can like put this extended bolt catch in. I'm like, how about I just order a bunch of Radian parts for my AR, and I'm just gonna
It's so much
tear it
fun.
apart once and then put it all back together once.
Did
I'm
you
like,
look
I
at
think-
Radiant prices?
No, but I don't
It
care.
hurts.
If I want it, I'm gonna buy it.
It
Price is kind of irrelevant. It just depends how long it takes from me wanting it to buying it. That's the only difference.
Which-
Because if it's a lot of money, it's just gonna take longer from me wanting it to me buying it. Basically.
Yeah. Which while we were at Radiant, because we stopped back at them at the end of the day to actually like talk to them because it was so crowded early in the day, and one of the guys had walked up with like a part in a piece of plastic, and he's like, "Did you show them this?" And he's like, "No." He's like,
Oh yeah.
He's like,
Well,
"Can
'cause
I?"
They were getting a picture with one of like the social media guys or something. This part was coming out in the next couple weeks or something.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
a,
it was still in like the final stages
it's
of
a-
R&D. Like they hadn't released anything
I think
on
it's
it
a
yet.
4th of July release. Is the
Yes,
plan.
that was the plan. Yeah.
But like
bless.
he's just like, fuck it. It's the end of the day. Here you and showed it to us, and it's
Yeah.
a custom charging handle. It's a custom charging handle. It's like tanned down the
Yes.
center with black
Oh, yeah,
wings
yeah.
on it. Like
Yeah, it was a 4th of
I thought
July
it was their
special edition.
Bolt carrier group.
Both.
no,
Or it was so
just
they had
it was just the charging handle that was the new 4th of July thing.
Gotcha.
yes. Yeah, but they also have a
They also make
aftermarket
bolt carrier groups, which are super nice.
Yeah.
But
Which I'm like, ooh.
But yeah, we kind of waited out the rest of the giveaways. Didn't win anything else. So after
Yeah.
that, so Sam and those guys were driving back that night. We had a hotel in town.
Mhm.
So like, hey, we're gonna start driving back. Like, if you want to eat with us, just meet us we're gonna start driving back. Follow us there.
Yeah.
We'll eat there, and then we can both split off from there.
Yeah. So yeah, we
So-
drove 40 minutes.
Yeah, we drove about
West.
40 minutes the other. Well, they drove 40 minutes. We drove like 35 minutes.
Yeah,
Because-
we were moving.
So there was about 3 giveaways left, and they're like, well, we're out of tickets. We're just gonna go there and get a table.
Yeah, they didn't enter into
And we're
any
like,
of the last
that's fine.
ones.
We'll wait these out.
Yeah,
and
we
follow
had
you
2.
there.
We had the bull.
We
Yeah, we had
the
Mantis, Streamlight, and Neomag.
Streamlight.
Neomag.
Oh,
yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
You did put a ticket in there.
Yep. Yeah, that was the last one we were waiting on. Which I do want to buy some Neomag stuff as well.
Their
The-
stuff
the,
is super
the
nice.
belt or
but-
the belt clips for mag holders. Was very
Yeah,
nice.
that was very impressive. Their stuff there.
Mhm.
Yeah, and the fact they stick to Glock mags, even though they're plastic, is impressive. So we went about 40 minutes the other way and ate at, I think, Jethro Barbecue,
Yes.
and that was
In,
actually very good.
Altoona. I believe.
Altoona, correct.
Mhm.
It was. I was very impressed with how good it was and how little it cost.
Yeah, the price was. I kind of fucked up my order. I put a really bad sauce on the wings I had, but they also gave me a fucking mountain of wings.
Yeah.
It was
Oh
supposed
yeah,
to be
5 boneless wings.
quote unquote 5 boneless wings, 5 bone-in wings, and I put 2 different sauces on each. The boneless wings, I put it was a Alabama white sauce on it or something.
Correct.
I didn't love it. It was good to try. I would have had like 1 or 2 in that, but like the boneless wings were like each boneless quote unquote wing was like fucking 4 individual chicken nuggets. They were fucking huge. So I probably had
It was closer to chicken
You had a
tenders
pile about
than
yay
chicken
big.
wings.
I had like 25
Boneless.
pieces of boneless wings and then 5 bone-in wings. I'm like,
Yeah.
I ordered 10 total wings supposedly. Like this is a mountain of food.
Probably
Like,
just gave you the rest of
holy
the bag.
fuck.
They must have, because there was a pile there.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I don't know, man. And then we had some appetizers. I was drinking heavily at this point because I was ready to drink.
Correct.
Yep,
God
same
bless.
here.
And yeah,
But, like-
I was like, okay.
But like for a meal, an app, and drinks, I was at like $33 or
Yeah, I was
something.
like 32
Oh, shit.
something.
I was
Yeah.
at
Like-
37.
and it was
I didn't pay
real
for I
good.
didn't pay for an appetizer, but I had extra drinks.
Yeah.
I had a extra side. I had a side of mac and cheese as well.
Right.
Mac and cheese was really good.
Mhm.
Yeah, their food was
Um,
very good.
The
Would
bone-
recommend.
The bone-in wings were just kind of easier for me to eat. They were a little bit more messy, but it was the one guy was saying that they smoke them beforehand
Yes.
and then fry them and then put sauce on them and then serve them. So it's kind of a multi-step wing making as well as better than like a regular bar and grill who's like,
Yeah.
nah, just get them out as fast as you can, make them as cheap as you can.
And smoking gets the
Delicious.
flavor deep in it, and then they fry over
yeah. The
it.
bone-in ones were very, very flavorful. The boneless were good, but like I said, I didn't love the sauce on it, but that was my fault because I literally like was on the spot. I was like, I don't want just one flavor on all these wings. I kind of want to branch out. I'm like, yeah, this sauce, and I'm like, yeah, it was probably a bad call.
Yeah, it
But
happens.
that was my fault.
But
But
yeah.
no, I still had plenty of food there, very reasonable fucking prices, plenty of drinks and bullshit with everybody there, and
Yeah, we got into some nerd talk about John Deere.
Super nerd
tons of nerds.
So one of the other guys that was with Sam, he works for John Deere corporate. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
going to say which position because
Yeah.
to be associated with us is probably not good. But he knows a lot of the cool stuff kind of coming down the pipeline.
Yeah.
We're talking about combines that have refrigerators and microwaves in the
Fucking
cab,
microwave.
which I have firsthand experience in some of the haul trucks
having cool
from John
consoles
Deere.
and stuff.
Yeah, they have basically a side console that has an air conditioning duct plumbed straight to it. So yeah, throw your water, your food, whatever you want in that side console. As long as you keep it on cold AC all day long, it'll be cold for you for lunch.
And I'm sure these are legitimate like electric fridges, like not just AC cooled, like legit cooled.
Yeah.
Considering
I'll
they have
say
a
the-
microwave.
like,
yeah,
have
the
an
microwave is
actual
an
condenser in 'em.
actual piece. I imagine yes, you can get a fridge as well.
And I mean,
But
when
yeah,
you're
for the haul trucks, just having that cooled
box.
box is still nice because like take your water out of your lunchbox, start drinking it. Well, then it's gonna start getting warm. Well, instead of throwing it back in your lunchbox, which usually your lunchbox is either
Directly in the fucking sun.
seat belted into your passengers or
so it
buddy
doesn't
seat,
fly out.
or sitting on the ground, rolling around in the cab, whatever the fuck it's doing, or tucked back behind your seat, whatever or you just throw it in your little side console. It's right next to your nice seat. Open it up. It's chilled. It's a little bit cooler than room temperature. It's perfect. I love the fact that they put that in there.
Yeah,
They're actually giving half of a shit about the people who are in these things for 8, 10, 12 plus hours a day.
Oh yeah, easily. So yeah, it was cool to hear about some of the technology that they're coming out with and stuff. Like we probably talked about John Deere for 45
Oh
minutes.
god, it was
Oh, it was
the
longer
majority
than
of the
that.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it felt like a good hour
Almost, it was
and a half.
almost the whole time we ate because
Yeah.
there's just so much stuff. It'd be like, well, we're doing this. It's like, is that really necessary? And he's like, yes, here's why. And
Yeah.
go through like numbers to like
Yeah.
make sense of it. And we're like,
Yeah. I'll say we also went. We were doing the back and forth on the Right to Repair Act.
yeah.
And
yeah.
clearly the guy who works for John Deere was more on their side. Like not
He is, but he has to be to a point to
Yeah,
like protect
yeah.
patents and stuff.
everybody
But-
at the table was pretty much in agreement saying like
like it should
I
be.
understand the other side. It's just hard. It's hard to go back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Some of their stuff makes sense, but like
Yeah.
if I have a sensor out that's causing my machine not to run, I'm gonna fix the fucking sensor.
But it's also usually like he was looking at it as in this is a brand new machine you've been leasing. This
Yeah.
thing's brand new under warranty. Call a tech, they'll come fix it
and,
wherever.
and that was another thing I honestly hadn't really thought about much was the leasing of machines, which
Oh, yeah.
in my head I really should have thought about it because a lot of the quarries I've worked in have been under lease agreements.
Yeah.
Specifically with Caterpillar machines because Caterpillar's very local to us. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, like that makes sense. Leasing machines, it makes a lot of sense to just let Caterpillar deal with everything. In my case, it was Caterpillar.
Right.
And but yeah, under the if you were thinking of or leasing through John Deere, it'd be like, oh yeah, let them deal with everything. Well, I wasn't thinking that when I heard about the Right to Repair Act, trying to protect the owners of the machines, not the leasees of the machines.
Exactly. That's where the difference is.
when
because
he brought that up, I kind of leaned into him hard, like, fucking ain't right. If I bought it, I'm gonna fucking fix it if I can.
Right.
and it's like they're not as concerned about second owners, they are first owner.
Yeah.
They want the first owner experience to be flawless.
Yes.
Like don't lift a finger, will remote into your software or into your combine and fix it from
diag it and then send
is-
you a part.
which is
or
Send
th-
one-
send the maintenance guy the
send
part
one
and then
field
schedule him to
tech.
come out.
Send one field tech with a part, or
with the part they
line it
know
all
will
up.
fix it. Yeah.
exactly, yeah. Which that is great, but
You
like
still should have the
if I can't-
ability to
if-
check it yourself.
if you spend and everything is what $250,000 plus.
Oh yeah, if I
No,
spend
it's
two,
way more than that.
No, I'm
basically
talking
two
like
or three-
some of the most basic big John Deere tractors
I don't know if a
are
quarter will buy
starting
them
at
anymore.
a quarter. Yeah, quarter
it's-
300 plus.
Yeah,
if I
would start at
spend the
300.
amount of money that I could buy 3 Lamborghinis with, on a
And I
fucking
can't turn a
combine,
wrench on my own fucking
Yeah, I'm gonna be
machine.
pissed.
That's
which
it's-
they did in fact lose part of that lawsuit, so they made all their software available. It's just expensive.
yeah,
which
it's,
fair enough.
It makes sense. They put a lot of time,
Yeah.
effort, engineering.
That way, the independent shop can buy that software and do everyone
Yep.
in the area. You don't have to buy a license per tractor. You buy one license
Yeah,
and do it for
yeah,
everybody,
yeah.
which is
it's
nice.
it's
but
it's like the new scan tools for cars.
yeah.
Kind of
Yeah,
thing.
I was just thinking that. I'm
It
like Snap-on
sucks,
kind of
but
does the same thing.
Yeah,
it's
any-
a win in our direction. So
it's the availability to do it, not necessarily the way you want to, but you can still do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I can get where they're coming from on both sides, but I am right to repair is ideal.
it's
where you can
better
fix it.
than like Apple, where it's like, haha, fuck you, eat
Hey,
shit.
Apple has to do it too now.
Well,
in the
yes.
EU right now they have
the-
to.
But again,
provide
they
it.
make it very difficult to do the
well they make it
repair your own.
they make it
phone, et cetera.
counterproductive by making the repair kit cost more than it would to just buy it or to take
Yeah.
it to a Genius Bar and have them do it.
Yeah.
So it's not really a win, but it is. So
Yeah,
I-
it's-
Well, and like that's the thing for the average person, they're not going to give a shit anyway. For
Mm-hmm.
people like us, it's
Mm-hmm.
yeah, sure, I'll spend $40 and
Well, and
replace my battery.
yeah,
Okay, so think of yourself as a huge farming operation guy. If you're the head of a 100,000 acre farming operation, you're not going to be the one to be like, I want to work on this
No.
tractor to get
No.
it fixed. No, you're going to say, send a tech out here, get it fixed, get it going again.
get it fixed so I can keep using this
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
Same with most of the people who own an iPhone is going to be fucking, I got to go to the Apple store.
Yeah.
I got to get my screen replaced today and I got to fucking go.
Yeah, the
Like,
average
it's-
person doesn't want to tear a phone apart. I
Exactly.
don't want to tear a phone apart. Like I know I
Same.
could, but I'm
Oh,
like,
exactly. Yeah.
like I fuck up the waterproof seal, crack a ribbon cable, like it's never the same.
Yeah.
You know. Is it easy? Yeah, kinda. I just don't want to.
Yeah.
So
But having
having the availability
there
to
should
do
never
it,
be a law preventing you from not being able to do something you are capable of.
Exactly.
Period.
Yeah.
yeah. Even if you can fuck it up on purpose.
Yeah.
Or on
Well,
you know
but then
if it's-
that's you
More
take that
power to
on.
you.
yeah, that's your risk by not taking it to a shop to save
Yeah.
money.
Exactly.
Like
Or
that.
God forbid you learn a new skill and become proficient and you're just like, wow, it's crazy what this opportunity that is available to me has shown me what abilities I actually have, rather than it being illegal or anything to
Heavily frowned upon.
Well, in John Deere's case, illegal to do any of your own software work. It's like, or God forbid, I have a buddy who's a fucking programmer who could fix these small issues. Like, if you're able to overcome the obstacle set ahead of you, it's stupid to make that illegal. Like,
And-
it's sometimes it's nice and fun to get over these hurdles.
Yep.
And sometimes failing is the best way to learn.
Exactly.
If you try it and you fuck it up, you go, I see what I did that fucked this
Yeah.
up. Next time I'll never make that mistake
Yeah.
again.
exactly.
that's how
know,
you learn to do shit.
Messing up
Yeah.
stuff that's cheap and easy just to play with is great.
Yeah.
It'll teach you stuff for the bigger cases of like, well, fuck, it's just soldering. I can take this thing apart. It's like, well, but that's a big
And then when
fancy.
you
and you're
yank
like,
the pad off a $600 part and go, oh shit.
yeah. Or you go to solder it and you overheat the cap and it explodes all over your board or something. You know,
Mm-hmm.
something that's like, oh, so that's what happens. Good to know. Like
Mm-hmm.
this one's garbage. Get a new one. You know. So that was cool to kind of get some inside baseball talking to like actual like he's not like a corporate bigwig like lawyer.
No,
but
not at all. He works at home. It sounded like.
yeah, he's
actually.
like I work from home in my fucking gym shorts. Like I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, it's
My
fine.
wife goes, do you go to work at all?
He's like not really.
Where are we getting this money from?
Yeah. What do you actually
No,
do?
he was a good guy though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knows a lot of stuff. It was fun to talk to them. But
Nice.
yeah, ate dinner, went back to the hotel. The
Got
hotel
drunk in
has
the
a
pool.
pool. Nobody brought swim trunks. I was going to, and I'm like, fuck it, we'll be tired.
I didn't know
probably
there
won't
was a pool.
swim.
Honestly, I didn't. Really
Every
care.
hotel has a pool now.
Yeah, I didn't think about it.
Not a
So-
pool I'm willing to possibly swim in.
Okay, so Nick, you weren't there. Unrelated.
Okay.
If you brought a pair of cargo shorts and a pair of like gym shorts, which one are you wearing into the pool?
Gym shorts.
God bless.
Thank you.
You wore cargo shorts too.
Yeah, what
That's
the
because I
fuck,
didn't have a
dummy?
different option.
You didn't bring any gym shorts?
No.
You guys are psychopaths.
Okay, so I brought both. I brought
And you
gym
should have went
shorts.
swimming in your fucking gym shorts.
No, but I was already done wearing the cargo shorts. I had my gym shorts to wear to sleep in, and then I ended up wearing them all the way home actually because I was just comfortable and I was sitting in the car for the next 3 hours.
Wrong.
But like just wear your gym
Wrong.
shorts. Like you're only gonna wear them to sleep in. You don't need
No.
like instead you're just soaking your cargo shorts. Like, am I crazy?
That's uncomfortable. I feel like
It
that'd be
wasn't. I know.
heavy.
Yes, but
Oh,
no.
it was heavy.
Well, okay, I've also swam in gym shorts. The fuckers fall down. Like then I got underwear.
Tie
There
the
was kids in
string.
this damn pool at like 11 o'clock at night.
Growing
I'm like,
ass,
I don't
I
want
don't
to
know.
fucking. I don't want to catch a case with these motherfuckers.
I'm surprised you didn't. You're noisy as hell in there. I'm shocked we did not get kicked out of that hotel. You guys were so
Yeah, nobody gave-
ignorant.
No. I
In the
was not
room
loud.
too, or
Andy
Oh,
was
well,
loud.
on the way
Andy-
back.
On the way back, Andy's running up and down the hallway at 11 o'clock at night.
are you
So-
fucking 12?
Hold on.
Yes.
Hold on.
No.
No.
Yes.
He did not only run down the fucking hallway.
Sprinted.
Second floor hallway.
Second floor hallway. He sprinted down the fucking hallway and then shoulder checked me into a wall so much that the guy in that room got up and opened the
sounded like a
fucking
gunshot.
door.
It was
No,
so
it
loud.
sounded like a fucking gunshot when I shoulder checked him. I'll be honest, I was shocked how fucking loud it was.
Because I was just like walking and he ran off ahead of me. And I'm like,
Well, Marcus
fuck?
Well,
turned
and-
around and flipped me off or something. I was like, "Bitch, that ain't happening. I got so many beers in me. We have a problem."
Now, mind you, it
I just
was.
started sprinting.
It's at that point of the day where it's like, monkey brain.
Yeah, it was.
And
monkey
we were
brain.
just tired, had a couple drinks in us, just got back from the pool.
considering
so-
we were the last people to check into the hotel that night,
Yeah.
like, we were the only one that hadn't checked in yet because everyone else was next door. They didn't drive an hour away to eat and then an hour
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
So we were the last people to check in, then got in the pool, got out at like 10:45.
Yeah,
Like, you guys made so much noise. I'm like, we're getting kicked out
yeah,
of this bitch.
dude. I've never heard body on body contact sound that loud.
Oh,
It
and
was
then
ignorant.
as
And
I
he
was
got
in the
out from the
shower-
body on body sound.
Yeah, oh no, like it was literally just a shoulder check that fucking echoed down the hall.
He pushed me up
Oh.
against the wall in the hallway.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Oh yeah, you did hit the wall. I forgot. Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
oh,
so
you
it was-
hit
it
the
was
wall.
it
Not
was
he
a
pushed you. You hit the wall.
yeah. You. It wasn't. You.
How
hit-
you?
Sorry.
You know, and then let's see, as I was taking a shower, the fucking wall smacked
my
that
God,
scared
that
the
was so dumb.
fucking shit out of me. And I was just like,
Andy comes around and smacks the
wrong?
door as hard as he can for no reason. And I was like, what the like it's like midnight
Andy,
at this
shut
point.
the fuck
I'm
up
like,
and go
what
to
the
sleep.
fuck are you doing? He's like, "It was funny,
Dumbass.
I'm gonna scare him.
monkey brain.
We got to go camping with him in less than 2 months.
I know the brain cells on this kid.
yeah,
Holy
just
fuck.
fucking wait.
Hey, I'm gonna quit my job. I'll be able to smoke weed. Well, actually, if I
Allegedly.
allegedly, yeah, no. If I'm smoking weed, I'll be way more calm and like tired. Like I'll just be chilling. Whereas if I drink, I'll be like, ooh.
Really? Because the
Yeah, I get
last
to
time
talk
you
shit.
smoked on the trip, you were fucked up
Oh,
for like
yeah, I
9
was-
hours.
Fucking.
You were
ow.
sitting there holding on to the earth so you didn't fall off of it.
No. What was it? What was I doing? I
You
gotta
were
think
sitting in
about
a fucking chair like,
Oh, I forgot how to eat. That was what it was. Yeah, so on the Washington trip, the mountain man decided to give us some fucking weed. He gave us some fantastic moonshine as well as probably like 3 or 4 grams of weed. And I hadn't smoked in a while.
Probably 6 years at that point.
No.
It would've been
no.
Or no.
Yes, I said on my
legally
Snapchat,
high school.
yeah, legally since high school, but in my casual time, probably I don't know, a year or 2.
Right.
And so I smoked, but it was fucking grade A, good kush, and I was fucking obliterated.
Because we
And-
weren't sure if it was Andy's tolerance. So when we got back, we had
Yeah.
an expert check it out, and they're like, "No, this shit's
Yeah,
good."
I was like, thank God I'm not just a pussy. But
nah, you still just a fucking pussy.
dude,
trying
this
to smoke
shit
it out
was
of a Powerade
nuts.
bottle, like fucking.
Yeah,
It was a
so-
Powerade bottle
it was
that I made a bong out of
Yeah.
with,
Yeah.
with a
a
fucking
socket.
socket.
It was
Yeah.
so
It's an
dumb.
E-tape.
I
Yeah,
went.
so-
I went and took a shower. I come back to this, and I'm like, "Holy fuck!"
This fucking rig I built. Yeah, I fucking poked a
This
hole in the side of a
rig he says.
Powerade bottle. I shoved a deep well, like 10 mil socket in it, and then I put a layer of tape on the side of the Powerade bottle,
so dumb.
and then cut a slit in that, and then shove the socket through to kind of make like a waterproof
seal.
a seal, and then I put the weed in the top of the socket. So I light the weed, it comes through the socket, bubbles up through the Powerade bottle like a proper water bong.
Disgusting.
That's the proper way to do it.
That is how you do it. It's
Well,
just
yes,
so
but
dumb.
Powerade.
No, but doing it
Powerade's
with
delish.
Powerade takes some of the bite away from the weed, which was fucking great.
And also Powerade 0.
Yes.
Don't fuck around with regular Powerade. 0 is
Yeah,
where it's at.
correct.
So
There
much
is
better.
there's no good Powerade besides Powerade Zero.
Powerade 0 goes hard, and it was light blue, which fucks.
Yes. And so
Gatorade's
I make
better.
my little makeshift bong, take the cap off of the bottle itself, smoke up. I'm like, all right, cool. One hit. I'm like, I give it a minute or two. I'm like, we're
Famous last words.
we're sitting around the campfire, nothing crazy. We're making food. I'm like, all right, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, all right. Food's just coming off the fire. We just got done making dinner. We're preparing our food. I'm like, excuse me, sorry.
Nice.
One more hit. I'm like, one more hit. One more hit of this
Famous
weed.
last words.
Literally, I packed one socket full of weed. This is think of a
You made a fucking one hitter.
yeah, basically a one hitter bong, but I took 2 hits out of it just to finish off the weed. 2 fucking hits, and I was obliterated.
was fucking
As the
good.
kids would say,
So
zonked.
literally, yeah, I prepped my food. I think I had like 2 brats and some potatoes or some shit.
something like that.
Sat down.
We had some shitty fucking cookies.
They were
Yeah.
miserable. They were like those were the package, like just
They
add
heat
hot water.
packed, and
They
everything.
stunk
Oh,
so
cool!
bad.
It's gonna bake them.
Oh, yeah, they were
already
terrible.
fucking pre-baked.
Yeah.
They were like barely warm.
They were like soggy, like not warm. Like it just
Yeah.
wasn't good.
it was
but
poopy.
either way.
So I'm sitting down eating my brats, and I'm just fucking obliterated. And I get through the first one, okay, maybe a couple bites of potatoes, whatever. Start on my second one, and I just kind of forget how to swallow. And I'm thinking
That's what
about
she
it.
said.
God.
No, I'm literally sitting there thinking about how to swallow the food I'm chewing, and I'm like, huh. And so I use all my little brain power. I'm like, all right, let's start to get it down the throat. And I get it in the top of my throat, and I'm like, all right, now I gotta get the rest of the way down, and then I'm gonna. That's how you eat.
That's how you eat.
Well, I start running out of oxygen when I start to swallow
You
it,
started to panic.
and I'm like, oh fuck, and I start to like,
This is
I just
it.
like hook, like just fucking chuck it down my throat. And I'm like, oh, oh. I'm getting like an oxygen loss high because I'm like, okay, let's eat another bite. Same fucking thing. It takes so long for me to chew it and then start the swallowing process that from the start of the swallowing process, by the time it hits my fucking gullet, I'm low on oxygen. I'm like gasping for air.
Insane.
So you weren't even apart. You just came back from your shower. And you
I
see
came back
this
from a
bullshit.
shower.
Well, yeah, no, you came back when the food was done.
The bong was already built. You'd already had your first
Yeah.
hit. I think you were just taking your
Yeah, and I
second.
was like, I can do one more hit. 2 fucking hits of weed, I'm good. No,
No.
the Mountain Man. Well, I'm sure we'll refer to him more on, but the Washington Trip Mountain Man. We met him just off the Canada border.
At Lake Palmer.
Was that what it was? Yeah. Right up by the border.
Yeah, and
Allegedly.
allegedly.
Supposedly.
Dude, no, I hope somebody else goes up to that lake and finds Mountain
Yeah,
Man.
The Mountain Man.
Yeah, the
Literally
police
just
will.
What?
It's legal.
Yeah, he grew his own. He grew his
I
own.
don't think
in
it is
Washington.
not to sell like that.
He
Probably-
didn't. He
Well, he
didn't.
didn't- no,
he
he
didn't
didn't.
sell
We
us.
bartered.
We
Bartering
donated
is
and
free.
he gave yeah, but
Yeah, but
That's
he grew his own mushrooms, grew his own weed, and made his own moonshine. And I
And God
tried
bless
the
him
weed
for it.
and moonshine, and they
everything-
were both fantastic. I didn't try the
everything-
mushrooms, but God, I
everything
have
that-
to imagine it's good.
yeah.
And everything that he grew whooped the shit out of anybody.
dude, that
Oh, yeah.
weed was fantastic.
Shit
But
was
yeah,
nutty.
like I said, I thought it was just like my insane smoking weed experience from this was just like my lack of
Your
my
to-
lack
your
of a
no
tolerance.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, like so we brought the other like 3.5 grams back for one of our local experts, and they were like, oh no, this shit's like a grade
The
A.
shit
I'm
goated
like,
with the sauce.
thank God, because I felt like a bitch.
Yeah, you're not just a Sally. It's actually just really good shit.
Fuck. Where did we get onto this topic?
Look,
Fucking
man, does it?
oh,
point.
fucking around the hotel.
Yeah, you guys being retarded.
Yeah.
To be fair,
Whoa. Touch of a tism.
but I'm not Linus dropping the hard R. You know,
I've dropped my fair share of the
Oh,
hard R
God.
these days.
I heard that. I'm like, rewind. What did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Insane.
moment in the podcast where you're like, have I been listening? Like,
The look on Luke's face is like, I have to go on Indeed.com tonight.
He's like, the company's going down today. Like that's how we're doing this.
Time to find a new job.
Gotta
This
update
episode
my
brought to you by.
update my resume real quick.
D-brand.
God damn. Yeah, D-brand would sponsor him to
Oh,
say some shit.
Shout out to D-Brand. I have my new
Hey.
phone case. Nick, you probably haven't seen
Oh
that.
shit!
I
Yeah.
put this sticker on this case
In my
in
truck.
the
car.
truck on the way to
Oh
GunCon.
shit!
Yeah, it's a
It's
like
a Damascus steel like
iridescent.
cover graphic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It goes hard.
It's I don't like the sticker's
Oh, this is the
cool,
case,
but-
too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's the whole
Ooh.
D-Brand case. Very, very, very nice case.
sick,
I am a
yeah.
big fan.
super sick. Yeah,
That's grippy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, very.
way better than the one you had that was like starting
Yeah.
to get slippery. Other than
Yeah,
the
it was.
scratch marks.
Yeah, I didn't from the start. I didn't like my old phone case, and I've had it for almost 2 years now. And I looked at Nick's phone case. I'm like,
yeah.
oh, that's like really nice.
I'm sad they don't make this skin anymore. I'm probably gonna do that.
Which, I
but
mean,
Yeah.
I've gotten this one for my past 4 phones.
Somebody with a Cricut could make you that. I'm sure you could just cut out some
Maybe,
vinyl.
yeah.
could.
It'd have to be some really good vinyl.
But you might be able to ask for like a custom order.
Right? Because I
request.
mean, like this thing has the case itself has been underwater once, and it's not like peeling.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I have faith in the sticker.
Yeah.
I also had to peel it up and kind of get some air bubbles out of it and shit. But no, it's
doing it driving down the road. It's still pretty good.
Yeah. The fact that I laid it.
Hang on, you did that down the road?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let me get a better.
We did that
I, was
while
like, I laid
in
it
my
down.
truck.
I laid it down while driving 85 down the interstate.
Later
Yeah.
down.
And there's one bubble towards the bottom of it, but there was originally 3 bubbles. I
Oh.
peeled it back up, squeezed out 2 of them. I'm like, I'll deal with 1 bubble, no
Yeah.
big deal. I also have a. Did they come with 2 stickers for yours?
No, this one they do because
yeah,
there's
'Cause, yeah, I
there's
have
like
the
a small
holographic
amount.
one.
There's a small amount of something in the holographic one that can reduce cell service.
Oh,
So
okay.
if
Sure.
it does, then you have the like non.
Yeah, I'll say it's not holographic. It's more of just a basic Damascus.
It's
like,
closer to
gray and
matte.
black.
That looks
Yeah.
really good for being down the road.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
It
I
turned out
literally
really
like
good.
winged it. I'm like,
It's just
I'll
a scuff
fucking
mark,
take
but
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no. So
So
other than that, that was pretty much the whole trip. We drove back in the morning, kind of uneventful on the way back.
Yeah.
Nothing really. We watched Cocaine Bear on my in-screen entertainment. That
Okay,
movie. The
so-
movie's so fucking dumb.
it's
Let-
just as stupid as you
Let
think.
me just put it into context on my part. So I was
Absolutely.
trying to finish Breaking Bad, which I've finished
bless.
it now.
Thank
Okay.
fuck.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Finally
we
fucking
can dive
finished.
into that. Let's do that next episode. 'Cause that's probably half
Yes.
a podcast.
That's a
in
whole
itself,
episode.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I had just finished
I'll
it.
ruin it for you right now.
I've seen it.
Yeah,
It
we-
was
Oh
alright.
both
fuck
seen it.
you!
Fuck my dick.
It was alright.
Ain't no,
No,
way.
no.
You're just crazy.
You were very emotional about it in the truck. You're like, no, I gotta fucking finish it.
No, I was not. We got back
Uh-huh.
into
No,
town,
like,
and I was like, huh.
for a reason.
Well, fucking
like
Hank's dead.
Literally, me and
Spoiler
Brian,
alert.
me and Brian had both like we knew what you were going to experience. We're like, oh, I can't.
We're
wait.
waiting for you to react.
Yeah,
to stuff.
like it was
like
great.
You're sitting there like, what the? I'm like, there it is.
And I had binged the series in like a late 2020, early 21, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, so it's still pretty recent in my mind.
I watched it once all 5 seasons were out. I
Yeah.
had watched it. I told Andy, I'm like, I don't tell people much. I don't recommend stuff very
Mm-hmm.
often. I'm like,
Yeah.
you need to watch this. He's like, I'll add it to the list. I'm like,
But
no, no,
like, yeah,
Add
between
it.
like the memes on iFunny and shit, memes on all of the internet.
Yeah, the
I'm
memes
like,
are like
oh,
really
like
taking
I
off
understand
now.
this is probably a good show to watch,
no. And you're like, surely this spoils like half the show. And then you watch it and you're like,
no, it was
holy fuck,
no.
there's
Like,
so much
don't get me
more.
wrong. Was it a good show? Yes. Would I binge watch it again? Probably not.
Give it a year, you'll be like, you'll
Yeah,
see a
I'm
clip. and you'll be
currently
like,
watching the clips back on my Facebook. It just pops up a
Any-
lot of Big Bang Theory clips,
Oh,
a
that's-
couple Breaking Bad clips, shit like that. Yeah, I'm
anytime
like,
I
oh,
see
no,
a
like,
clip,
it's
I'm
there.
like, I'm watching this for 5
yeah, it's like,
minutes.
oh, I'll remember what's in the scene, this, that. I'm like, oh yeah.
I'm like, who dies
absolutely.
here? I'm like, oh yeah. I don't know how it
Yeah.
goes, but
Some kid gets shot,
But
or
yeah.
poisoned, or
So-
whatever the fuck.
Allegedly.
you still don't know.
I do know.
You
He
don't
fucking
know.
said it.
You don't know nothing. He's making shit up.
Whatever, man.
What was the name of that plant again?
Lily of the Valley.
Lily of the Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should plant some of that.
You definitely should not. That's actively poison. You psychopath. But
I
anyway,
expect nothing less.
So-
I like to grow weird shit.
that's weird shit, right? Until your fucking chickens
Back
take
to
a bite of it
cocaine
and die.
bear.
But-
Okay. All right. So yeah, back
So-
back to that.
So what was your experience watching us watch it?
So I'm just I've had a hard time finishing this last season of Breaking Bad. So like I've had to take like long extended breaks. You know, like like
It's been
game
like 2 months almost.
like Game of Thrones. It's like okay, I'm
Never
gonna try.
watched it.
We'll just
Cringe.
okay. Maybe for some people
you
it
seen it?
was.
No.
Okay.
It was all right. I'm gonna get into this, and you get into it, and then it's like, holy fuck. this is slow as shit, and I'm done watching.
Well, I'll say Breaking Bad,
season 1 is super slow.
It's bad.
but it's
But
also
there's-
so old.
Yeah.
Like when it came out on TV, there's a reason it did so well on TV.
You have to think
So-
of it in the concept of each episode is a week apart.
Yeah.
So like you're like, I've seen the same clip 3 times through the season. You're like,
Yeah,
no,
the,
this is week
the
apart.
plane
Like,
episode.
Yeah.
But
Plain
so I kind of like I would get like notifications and I'd just okay, I'm gonna take like a 5-minute break.
Yep.
I'd finish my notification and I'd just
the fuck's going on with Cocaine Bear?
and I would watch like 5 minutes and then watch some dude get disemboweled and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want to watch this. Not only is this and like I've seen actual shit
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
out in the world that I don't
First
probably
responder
want to
stuff.
see
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it made my stomach a little queasy.
There's some of those scenes that I'm looking over and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I was just like, and this is stupid. I'm gonna go back because I don't
Yeah.
want to get scarred again.
Which it's Cocaine Bear. It's gonna be
It's
stupid.
as exactly
Well,
as stupid as you imagine.
here's the
but,
thing.
you know.
What's the size of an average brown bear?
About
Brown?
800 pounds.
Yeah,
I
I'll
think.
say
Okay, 800
700,
pounds.
800 plus.
That motherfucker ate like 3 bricks of coke.
Bro, he's an 800-pound
Yeah.
apex predator. Yeah.
She would have had a fucking heart attack after the first 1.5.
Do the math.
I don't
No,
know.
yeah, they definitely would have died. Well, the bear that in real
Well,
life, that
okay,
bear
no,
died.
but
Oh,
if
yeah.
you follow the story though, it wasn't in the same day.
Yeah,
Like it was over 2 or
like,
3 days of plot,
still-
maybe.
You're still gonna tell me an 800-pound fucking brown bear ate
Okay,
over
well-
the course of let's just say fucking week had 3 kilos of fucking coke and didn't die of a fucking heart attack or an overdose.
That's how much
know.
it showed on camera. It was definitely.
I've
more
seen
than
some
that.
people in the Illinois Valley who've done a lot
I'm-
of coke.
you're not
and they're
wrong.
only maybe 200 pounds.
But
so.
those are probably people who've been doing coke for a
Experts.
long time. Not a
Bro, it's a bear.
Well, it's
a
also
bear.
Yeah, it might hit them differently. Whether it's,
That shit just hit different when
They
you're
do
a
hit
bear.
the
Bear built different.
I mean, literally
He is
though, like
built
it might hit their entire system differently than it would hit a human.
Did you not watch the movie? It hit
I
him,
did.
It hit him
It hit
exactly
him.
the
It
same.
hit him interestingly. I'll say that.
Exactly the same it would if it was you. You're like, damn, I'll rip this tree out
I
of the
don't
ground and eat this dude.
Yeah, let
Would
me
I
just
probably
fucking
watch that on my own
Oh,
and
fuck
watch
no.
through the whole thing? Fuck no.
No, it was terrible.
It was
but it's like
horrible.
we got 3 hours to kill. I'm like, fuck it. Like this
Cocaine bear.
Like this
Yeah,
is
hour
so dumb.
45 of
I
it.
don't have to pay
Cocaine bear.
attention.
Yeah,
and it'll just make the
literally.
time fly by, which is
Yeah.
exactly what it was.
Yep.
So yeah, got home. I went and installed my bolt catch after that because it was still Sunday.
yeah, I need to bring my AR over here.
Yeah. Well,
Next week.
bring it over this weekend. Bring it
Yes.
over Saturday.
Oh,
July.
shit,
That's where I
right.
did it at. I took it over there and did it
Yeah.
because we have a pin punch that's offset to get in there,
Oh,
so you're not
perfect.
scraping against the frame. But
Speaking of Saturday,
Saturday. So
4th of
Saturday
July.
is our 4th of July party.
Yes.
So every year we do one. Normally it's a big, huge event. You know,
And it gets bigger and
Pool.
bigger every year.
pool, smoke some meats, fireworks, all the stuff.
Cigars, drinks, guns.
So talking about all this stuff, like
edibles.
Mark,
Fuck you. Fuck you.
no edibles. this
I
year.
had-
Somebody didn't last very long last
So
year.
Somebody
had to
did.
take a
Somebody
nap.
fucking
let's
died.
No.
2 people
let's
died.
let's get this story straight.
You died.
So
Oh, it's
first
straight.
of all,
You died.
Yes. he
First
died.
of all,
Correct.
I was drinking very fucking heavily at that
What
point.
does it
In-
change
Hold
from
on.
every other
Hold
day?
on.
Influenced by Nate, who was also drinking very heavily.
And then your mother got in the pool and was like, "Oh, Marcus, would you like an edible?" And I'm like, "No, I'm okay." She's like,
Yeah, but
"You fucking pussy." And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Well, shit, now I guess I have to."
whatever the combination of that was made you sicker than shit. Like you immediately.
Puked and fucking
So
ran.
Minutes
I
later.
roll up. I was running around all day pretty much. I
You
roll
like
up.
just got there.
Yeah.
Or was he gone when you got there? I think he was gone when you pulled
No,
up.
Just
I
leaving
was
or
just
just,
about to-
gone?
No,
yeah.
I was sitting
Yeah, no, you
outside
were there,
against the
yes.
camper
Yeah.
eating ice, trying to calm the fuck
Yeah.
down.
yeah, and then Tori was like, "Yeah, we're gonna go back to the house for a little bit," and Marcus took a nice nap, and
And a shower.
I did not take an ice
took a
nap. I
shower.
immediately
a nice little nap.
I took okay. I
you
passed,
were
I,
probably
I
passed out
fell
for
asleep
45
in
minutes
the
to an
car.
hour. Yeah. Oh,
Got in the
absolutely.
shower, turned the shower on as hot as I could go, sat in there to just kind of
steam bath.
sweat it out, and then I laid on my bed for maybe 15, 20 minutes and then got back in the car. And I remember
Puke and rally,
the
buddy.
minute I did not puke.
You
Oh no, I
definitely
did. I did.
You did.
I
I'll
did.
say,
Wait
wait a
Not-
minute.
Not,
several
not
times.
at home.
Yeah, at our house you did.
But I specifically remember getting out of the car and everybody was just, ah!
Yeah,
I just went,
Yeah.
You came back like within 10 minutes of us lighting the fireworks.
Yeah, we were
Fucking
just about to
comeback
start.
of the
Yeah, we
year.
were
Thank
all
God,
like,
because
oh
I had
my
spent
God.
$1,000 on fireworks.
You
Oh,
had spent
God, yeah.
a lot last year. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, talking about 4th of July parties, what things does a 4th of July party have to be a success?
Beer and
Food.
or alcohol, preferably food
So let's go with
Debatable.
alcohol.
and fireworks.
What?
friends.
How much alcohol?
How many
Like,
people?
Yeah, it depends
It
who's coming
depends on
and,
how many
and
people.
how picky
Yeah.
they are.
That's
if
true.
there's women,
What do you want there when you show
beer.
up? Just beer.
But that's me. So
well, because you're a
if God
Sally.
forbid there's a woman there, yeah, Marcus is
and
a rum
Jaeger
guy.
bombs.
Well, I'll bring my Captain Cherry. Let's go.
Oh, yes.
Finish- Though that bottle will be finished before noon.
It'll be finished. Well, I think the party starts at 1, so yeah, probably.
yeah,
I gotta
We're
go
gonna
do
pregame.
sheds
I'll
Saturday.
finish it tomorrow. Well, what time, how late?
fuck.
Till 2?
So usually I try to leave by 2, which would get me home about 3, 4 o'clock ish. But it's
Okay.
also a holiday weekend, so it depends on if I don't have.
It'll be
people
understandable
coming
if
in-
you're not at the shed store.
Yeah,
The shed
it
store.
just if
Yeah.
there's not a lot of people there, which I
Shed
kind of
store.
doubt that there will be, I'll just
Yeah.
leave early.
Yeah. And if it's a
exactly.
busy ass day, no one's gonna blame you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
okay, so we got alcohol covered. Food. So this year we are smoking, I believe, 2 briskets.
Mm.
Like fucking, they're
Brisket.
big. They're probably like 15
The full-
pound briskets, full rack, like not just like a little ham cut up, like
No,
no, the whole
the
thing.
the full brisket.
We got
cut.
2 of those. They were cut. They were slicing that up today when I stopped in to see what they were doing.
Nice.
I think we're also doing a bunch of hot dogs and stuff, like hot dog, nice hot dogs, not fucking Oscar Mayer.
I gotta go to the store tomorrow. I'm gonna make my famous deviled eggs.
Yes.
Fucking yeah, better.
Better.
They're so famous, none of us have had them.
I know,
Yeah.
because I only make them for
For
family
people that aren't,
holidays.
you don't want other people to eat them. They're for you.
Well, okay. Now let me ask you this real quick. Should I make 1 dozen's worth of eggs, or should I get another dozen?
probably just one.
That's what I'm.
I would
thinking
just
too.
do one because it's either gonna be hot out or raining.
Yeah.
We don't know which yet.
Yeah.
And deviled eggs and hot, not great.
No.
Deviled eggs and raining, it's
Eh.
okay, I guess. But either way, they will.
You might be able to do 2 dozen if you put one out to where everybody can kind of mingle and get it within the first hour or so. When
Yeah,
they're
but
kind
here's
still
the
kind of
thing,
cold.
though.
The other one, just throw in the fridge and take them out later.
But
Yes.
here's
If
the
you
thing,
wanna do
though.
two.
Yeah.
They're either going to have to be put in the camper fridge or have to go inside. If they
Yes.
go inside, we're going to forget about them. And if they go in the camper fridge, there's
probably
not
forget
a lot of room.
If
in
it's
that
raining,
fridge.
we'll have the shop fridge. We'll all be drinking in the shop.
I'll just make a half. Or
The
a-
other
a
thing is-
full
That's fine.
2 dozen
Yeah.
technically.
We don't know
Yeah,
how many
halves.
people are really going to be there yet,
Yeah.
especially if it's going to rain. That might kick. Half the people might not show up.
I will be
So-
there if for sure. Well, actually, no.
We'll be there.
This
Rain
is the
or
first
shine.
time it's not on a day where I have other shit going on.
which is insane.
Yeah, like the last 2 years, I've been like, fuck, like I'll be there at the end of the fucking day after I do all this other shit. But yeah, no, this is gonna be the first time I'm like, I will be able to be at the showings the whole time,
It'll be the year that it rains the whole time.
and I'm gonna be drunk as
Well,
fuck.
speaking
Yeah.
of that, so your brother sent me a Snapchat today
Oh, did he spoil this?
and go, there will be fireworks come hell or high water.
Oh.
I was gonna say
Yeah, I
that to
didn't
the end of
fucking
this.
know
I was
that.
saving it to the end of this segment.
He
about
didn't
it,
have
but-
that, like, they're just
Good.
cakes.
No.
There's no mortars.
Yeah,
Oh.
they went and did that. I stopped in right after work, and they were just getting ready to go out and pick them up from
Oh yeah.
the store.
Yeah,
Which I wish I
well,
would have
because the guy had called me like
I think-
last week.
I think they just went to Cedar
Oh, okay.
because
how is that place?
he said it's pretty good. I'll talk to him tomorrow.
kinda
He's busy,
surprising.
but I'll catch him Saturday.
So it'll be a very small show, is what you're saying.
It's one. The ground is still very dry. We got a
Yeah,
half inch of
it's
rain, which
understandable.
helps. So we're gonna keep it pretty mild, as far as I can tell. It won't be the fucking $5,000 show we've done.
There's
last
still
year.
there's like
Yeah.
every day this weekend is still supposed to be a chance of rain, so
Yeah.
like it'll only help that.
Saturday 80% chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it might, which 80% chance is like it might rain for an hour and then be clear the rest of the day.
Yeah, which
or
I'm expecting,
yeah.
but also like if it rains tomorrow, which it's supposed
it's
to.
supposed to.
Supposed to.
So
yeah.
if as long as it's still saturated enough,
Yes.
it'll be better.
Ideally, yeah. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just need a guy with a fucking fire truck.
I'm sure I could ask my
Or
dad.
water
it
truck.
wouldn't
Yeah.
be hard
Or
to
the brush
Have
truck.
him ready. Have him at the ready. He doesn't need to be out there, but God forbid we shit goes wild.
We got the
Dad,
pool
like-
there.
Yeah, I'll say we got buckets.
Yeah.
Just make sure you got plenty of Menards.
No,
I could bring
So,
the sump
I got
pump from
two.
work.
So we got the pool. We'll just take an axe right through the side, let all the water out.
I'm sure your parents will be happy
Flood
about
the
that.
yard.
Oh god.
I don't even think it would make it out to where we light fireworks.
No, God, no.
No, it'd be
If it came to it, we could get water out there. But
Yeah.
well, we take the pump for the pool because it's like a 3 horsepower pump on a 2-inch line to run the filter. You just unhook that, point it, and fucking spray water through.
Hey,
it.
just-
Oh
Hey,
no, we
Brian,
just
what
get
you
the we just turn the pump to vacuum
Yeah.
and just run that flex
yeah.
line out
Brian,
there. and-
3D print a perfect
Nozzle.
spigot nozzle
God.
on it, and we're good. We're
That much
set.
pressure would disintegrate that plastic.
Okay, well, it'll.
yeah.
We only need it for until the fire's out, so realistically, not that long.
And if anything, we have fire extinguishers. We can
Yeah,
probably
that
actually
too.
hit it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there will be fireworks this year. So that
right.
is
Fucking sick.
boom excitement.
Which, speaking of that, next year, I know we're talking
Allegedly.
a year away. We should maybe like thinking about posting next year's
Posting
to like
Posting.
the podcast channel. I think that'd be cool.
like the fireworks show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Which
Oh,
I was thinking
cool.
about bringing my camera anyway. and
yeah, I'll
setting
say
it up.
my,
So
my
it'd
GoPro can be on a
be- your
time lapse.
GoPro will overheat.
Pogro.
Been there, done
Not
that.
in the sun because it'll be at nighttime. So
Yeah,
it'll be instead of a 20-minute timer, it'll be a 40-ish minute
I
timer.
don't know. Last year, I felt the heat.
Last year was nasty hot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Tell me
Yeah.
about it.
Where
I
that thing-
passed out in the fucking pool.
Yeah. Well,
That's
this
your
cam-
own bitch.
this
ass.
camera will run.
I was
2 hours.
drinking all day and I was fine.
Well, okay, so here's the other thing. I remember one of the last things I did before I left was I made me and Nate a Jaeger bomb. And
Oh,
apparently I forgot the bomb part and it was only fucking Jaeger.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not letting him mix for me anymore. Like this is
I was
unbelievable.
fucking ooh, that
You
was,
were trashed. You trashed him. Like it was not
it
good.
was a good time.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Wouldn't
so,
recommend it again.
yeah. So everything's on track for happening. We don't really know.
Just not full 4th
Well,
of July celebration.
It's weather dependent.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
we'll see kind of what happens with that. What does turn up, what doesn't turn up.
Okay.
It's okay. Just more money in the pot for next year.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah. Because like this year's a little bit tight anyway because we had a bunch of stuff going on.
Well,
So
Michael
well,
bought a
the trip.
house.
Michael
We're doing
bought
a
a
guy's
house.
trip.
you got a bunch of money to spend on stuff. Like it's a good year. Not
I just bought a
wasted.
house.
Yeah. You bought a house this year. Michael
Yeah.
bought a house this year. You need a house. I moved into a house this year. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been at your house the longest.
I
Time
got
for
a
you to
chicken
fucking.
coop.
Yeah, you got chickens
Well-
and a garden. So yeah.
No, Andy's been a homeowner.
Oh,
for a
Andy
while,
has been in his
hasn't he?
house the longest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did you buy your house? 2016? 2017?
No.
19.
So
Still longer than
yeah,
Marcus.
no,
We
yeah,
moved
yeah.
In
Was it
2020.
early
2020.
20. We
Yeah.
moved
Yeah,
in right,
you were
but
in
we
20.
moved in.
It was right before you and Tori were like a year, wasn't it?
I
We
don't
moved
know.
in like 2 weeks after COVID hit. Really
Yeah, we're
bad.
getting caught up in cement.
Oh, that's right.
yeah.
Yes.
It was a good time.
But yeah, either way. So
Sugar
we'll see. We'll
beer.
kind of see what happens there while we're
It'll be a good time.
while
Yeah.
we're
What are
we
doing
talking
that.
about?
Yeah.
Go out in the fucking pool.
So one thing I was going to talk about, we jumped past it, is so today is FPC is filing their oral arguments for
Oh, okay.
Harrell versus Raul. This is the case to stop the Illinois assault weapons ban.
Oh, thank fucking
So
Christ.
today was oral arguments. I listened to them because they were live streaming them on YouTube.
Mhm.
The Seventh Circuit Court will do that.
And
So-
how was the general consensus?
Not great.
Fucking
So-
cocksucker.
Common Illinois L.
So there's basically 2 ways that we can go about this. Is we can fight it in the Seventh Circuit and win, which will repeal the ban for the state,
Mhm.
or
Sorry, the entire state.
the entire state of Illinois. Yes, or we lose the Seventh Circuit and then go to the Supreme Court.
Mhm.
Once it goes to the Supreme Court, that sets a precedent nationwide, which could stop all assault weapons bans in the country.
Yeah, but we're going up against a lot more.
Are we though? Because the Supreme Court is currently like 4-3 Republican sided, which would side with repealing this ban.
I don't know.
yeah.
I'm
And they've
saying-
already showed interest in this. The Supreme Court has showed interest in this case already, with it being at the state level. They're not going to cut
True.
in and intervene.
I don't follow political sides enough to
I follow everything.
to
Yeah,
see
clearly.
that, but I do. Brandon Herrera just did post the video
Yeah.
about
Him.
him talking
was-
out against the ATF.
So that was him with. It was a bill sponsored by Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene to help repeal the. I don't know if it's really going to abolish the ATF, but it's going to rein in their control
Yeah.
because they're just making shit. up
Oh
now.
no, it was towards the very tail end of that video. They were explaining it's basically cutting all of the higher ups payrolls, except basically is what it
Yeah.
boiled down to.
Interesting.
Which it's gonna help. I mean, anybody who's really that dead set on being an asshole to all the pro 2A people, if you're all of a sudden you're
Making up fucking rules that affect people's
well, no,
lives.
if the money you're making off of being an asshole to all of us,
Oh yeah.
if that's all of a sudden cut down, then you're gonna have less ambition to do it.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, yeah, good. Fuck you.
But yeah, so I was listening to the arguments on that this morning,
Mhm.
and what I'm assuming is going to happen is it's going to the Supreme Court, because listening to the judges spout nonsense while listening to the attorneys was outrageous.
How much nonsense?
So,
we talking.
one of the
what
judge-
was the
What?
lady? Was that Sheila Jackson who was? Oh,
Yeah.
I've held an AR-15
It
and
weighs
this
as
is
much as several heavy boxes or
moving
something.
boxes, and
Dumbest.
it shoots a
Yeah.
50 caliber round at 30 rounds a second. And it's
Yeah, no,
like
that's
not how
Yeah.
any of this works,
it
lady.
wasn't quite that dumb, but man, was it close. So one of like
God.
so the whole time the judges were talking, because it's a back and forth.
Of course.
Mhm.
Every time the attorney would say something like citing this paper and this case and this statement right here by your state's witness, and they're like, well, that's not this case. That's not about this case. It's like,
Oh Jesus
But-
fucking Christ!
but no, this applies directly
Yeah.
to what we're talking about. And they're like, yeah, but it's not the same. Like, you need to cite something else. It's like, what do you want me to cite? They're like, well, just make up something that's wrong. Like follow this. Like
Oh, so be a Democrat.
literally, it's like, well, what if
Well, it's politicians being politicians.
Just
It's-
saying, yeah, I think that's just
Well, and I mean,
understand.
look at
Politician in general.
But-
even what was it, the CIA who just had a big hearing, and it was like,
They-
where's all this information? What does this mean? And I can't give you those figures. It's like, okay, then what the fuck can you give us that's relevant to what we're talking about?
Right. So one of the things the judges it's a back and forth, obviously. One of the things they were talking about is like, well, it's like if you had fully automatic rifles and someone broke in, you might not even need to aim. You can just spray down the hallway.
Yes, but a
It's like-
rightful gun owner would not do that without taking
Well-
into consideration what is behind their target.
Well, yeah, but so they were talking about like, well, why is it okay that machine guns are banned, but this ban doesn't go through? And they're like, because machine guns weren't in common use when that bill was written, versus ARs are extremely common with about 20 million in circulation.
Mhm.
So they're like, well, if machine guns were common, wouldn't that be better? And the whole time I'm like, yes, it would be, but like
Your
they're
argument is still fucking invalid.
they're making a very specific case to stop this, where if they get drug off and like, well, yeah, the whole NFA's bullshit, let's repeal all of it, like it just gets stuck there. So
Mhm.
another thing he kept talking about was like, well, it's like, we ban hand grenades. Why are those banned? Why don't we just unban those?
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
it's like, I'm like,
I'm so down to see shit explode.
hand grenades.
and they're like, well, you don't really use a hand grenade for self-defense.
I fucking
I
could.
like,
Say goodbye to that half of my house. I don't
Yeah.
give a
Yeah.
Fuck.
Bitch,
My
you wanna
fridge,
bet?
Gone.
yeah,
My
chuck it down the
fucking-
hallway.
the back
Give me
door
a
of my
fucking
house.
RPG.
Bye-bye.
Watch me what I could get done with
Yeah.
that in one
Yeah.
trigger
And
pull.
he's like, well, what about Stinger missiles and this and that? And it's like,
If I had the money.
and the,
Yeah,
and the
God,
attorneys
I
are
did.
like, yeah, like specially trained people use those in the military. Like, I understand that's not a common use thing.
Also, aren't Stinger missiles used to level fucking multi-story buildings?
It depends who's running the controller, okay? But
Drop a J-dam on them and watch the whole fucking building collapse.
basically, it's like every time they would say something, they're like, no, that's not the argument we're making. Like the judge was not listening to them at all.
Ugh.
Yeah.
It's just like,
See, and
well,
Go
your
figure.
case doesn't add up.
That-
It's like, it's in common use. You can't just ban it for 20 million people.
exactly.
They're like, well, we're not banning it. We're just banning the sale of more of them.
Oh,
It's
but the people who
suck.
currently own them are now technically
if
federal.
they do not register them, they're like, I don't see why you wouldn't just register it. It's not that big a deal. It's like, because
I'm sorry. Well, okay. Illinois is a very special case because of how much gun laws we already have.
Yeah.
When we went to Iowa, it was
it's insane.
it was
difference.
funny that like I'm like, wow, you've never had to deal with a FOID card.
Yeah.
You've never had
Yeah.
to deal with all these restrictions and
oh,
shit.
that was
in
funny,
Iowa.
too.
Like,
you
oh
do
my
have to get
God.
before they had constitutional carry. You would have to apply for a handgun permit.
Yes.
because it's something you could carry. You
Yeah.
don't have to have a carry card, but like
Mhm.
whatever.
I mean, not
So
that
even
it's-
with Sam was there, he's like,
ahead.
I'm glad they passed constitutional because this fucker's expired.
Yeah, yeah. There was a couple of people who said that.
Well, and it was funny too because as we walked out of the showroom, because I'd got some 30-30 Winchester that I haven't been able to find other
Right,
than
yeah.
online, and I'm not going to pay those prices for that many
Not,
rounds.
not
No.
to ship it, yeah.
You literally looked at me and said, "So how great was it not to have to pull your Ford card out?" And
Yeah.
I was like, "It's great. It's not that big of an inconvenience."
Oh yeah,
But
I'm
But
used to
didn't
it at
have
this
to.
point.
You,
But
like,
it's
expect it?
the
Yeah.
principle.
yeah,
of just like, oh, hey, you're responsible and you're going to buy this? Okay, here you go. Like,
yeah.
well, let me run a background check. Fuck you. Like, no.
What the
Yeah.
fuck? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was
And then,
kind of
like-
funny because she was just like, "Oh, how's your day going?"
I would-
Blah 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 blah
like,
blah.
yeah.
Here you go. Here's your receipt.
Mhm.
And I was like,
You're like, oh, this is
"Oh
how
yeah,
it should
fuck,
be.
we're in Iowa."
Yeah, we're in a free state. Holy fuck.
Crazy.
And like all the people open carrying, you guys are like, the fuck they do? I'm like, they can just do
Yeah.
that here.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, fuck, I guess so. Like, it's a whole different world out there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Good for
yeah.
them.
But
Il-
back to the whole
So-
political thing.
so Illinois is basically, we're gonna get fucked again on this case, and it's going to Supreme Court. That's
Yeah.
the
So it'll
only,
be another 6 months.
at least. This is the only way I can expect
Oh.
it to go. Is it's gonna go through trial here, and so long term, what would be best for the state is if they actually allowed it to repeal the bill.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you're just like, okay, our bill failed, everyone else is still fine. If it goes to the Supreme Court, they can make a ruling that is nationwide off of this case.
Which would be
Jesus
better for
Christ.
us
It would
in
then
in general.
it would possibly repeal all of the assault weapons bans nationwide by setting the precedent of, well, yeah, this is bad. We are the biggest court here. We make the rule for everyone now.
Yeah.
That if you're doing this, like your state can still make the choice to do stuff, but like this sets a precedent that they can fight it very easily.
Yeah.
Which again, I mean, back to what you were saying earlier with the judge wasn't even listening. Like,
Oh, not even trying.
I'm sorry. I understand
In
that you
Illinois court,
may
I'd never
not
guess.
agree with what we are talking about, but like have the common courtesy to at least try to understand where we're coming from.
Mhm.
And I think
Yeah.
that's what kind of irks me and just doesn't set any interest for politics is it's like
Even if you're
I can
right
go
and did
and
all your
talk
research.
about anything with anybody
Mhm.
and I understand, okay, I
Mhm.
don't necessarily agree with you. And that's your opinion and you are entitled to that.
Mhm.
Right.
Yes.
We're not going to have an argument about this. We're going to have a discussion.
Mhm.
Correct. And that's like, it was like an hour and 25 minutes. I listened to most of it. I'm just like, it's so frustrating to just listen to like
Mhm.
them
Stupid people.
completely
Yes.
blow it off.
Yeah.
Like everything you say, you're like,
Money does when you get bribed to not listen to this shit and just be incomplete, inconsiderate asshole.
yeah, it was
Yeah,
brutal.
that's
so,
the difference.
so
yeah,
yeah.
most reasonable people could have a reasonable
An actual
discussion
discussion.
about this, and in the end, yes, things might change, but for the most part, people would get what they wanted. When it comes to politics and bribery and all this other bullshit, it's just it'll be never ending. It'll be it's a never ending cycle of less and less and less rights for everyone and everything about
Yeah.
not just gun rights, everything.
Everything.
Period. I mean, eventually we will not have internal combustion cars or fucking
Potentially.
any rights,
Yep.
regardless if it's gun rights or anything.
Yep.
It's just
because
it's
we
a-
give them an inch and they take a mile after mile after mile until we're
And it's-
left
Well, no,
going.
no. Like we'll
"Fuck."
fight back. We'll fight back for the 1 inch we gave them, and it'll be okay for a couple years, and then it'll be immediately. We're gonna. Hey, remember that? You remember when we fought about that? Yeah, we're gonna take that immediately back, and then just
Yeah.
nothing. There's
It's
no.
a never-ending cycle of
And they can,
stupid.
they
shit.
can
We are conti-
continuously file that 1 inch over and over
Yeah,
and over.
we're
We-
always on defense. We
Yes.
will never be on offense. Period.
There's a couple of people on offense trying to like suppress your
Yeah.
acts and stuff, but it's like it's just not. It's so
No.
unlikely for any
It's-
progress. to
I mean,
happen.
same with like pro-choice.
Mhm.
It's not. It's a defensive state. You will always be defensive. You will never have less people on your team.
both,
you know what I
both
mean?
sides are very set in their ways, and convincing either way is going to be very
It's
hard
Yeah, but
on most arguments.
but you can
honestly.
steam the side that's pro banning it, regardless of what the thing is that you're trying to ban.
Right.
They only steamroll the side defending it. It's so much easier to steamroll when you're on the
It's-
attack.
When you're on the
Oh, yeah.
offensive, you provide a here's what I want to ban and why.
yeah,
After that, it's up to the defensive side to be like, well, no, here's all the evidence to prove otherwise. And they're like, oh, okay, well, you did all the evidence work. And like, yeah, we'll decide on it.
yeah,
Well, and
exactly.
again, I believe that all
stupid.
comes back to nobody can sit down and have a person to person,
Not when you're getting fat
good
checks
discussion.
Not when it's
behind you.
when it's team politics.
Not even that. It's in general. It's well, you're wrong. And here, like, have you ever seen like flat earthers try to fucking disprove
Yeah.
Yeah,
that the Earth is fucking round?
and they're always right.
And it's, oh my god, we bought this $30,000 laser, and it's picking up that the Earth's rotating at 15 degrees an hour, which is what it fucking should be. And it's, well, we gotta figure out how to disprove this. And it's like,
well, see,
but you're fucking wrong.
but the Earth is just simulated. We're not actually on
Jesus
it.
fucking Christ, here we
So
go.
it's bending the laser, But
The
But
pilot's new
you get
podcast
where I'm
today.
going
Yes.
with the fact of
It's hard
it doesn't matter if I tell you with 100% accuracy, here's the facts, they're going to go, well, you made that up. That's wrong. I'm reading this.
You're cherry picking your facts.
And it's the same thing with misinformation. I had a lady the other day when we were
Oh,
at our
boy.
fundraiser, and she just came up, and we started bullshitting a little bit, and I was made the joke of, oh yeah, just enjoying the Canadian wildfire smoke, and she's like, oh, this isn't Canadian wildfire smoke. This is all the pesticides they put on the field. And I
Buddy,
at that
hold
moment
up.
just decided I'm gonna shut my fucking mouth
and let
and
you
not
walk
say
away.
another word to
Yeah.
this woman.
Damn, that's
Not
crazy.
because I
dude.
didn't respect her opinion, but it's just
Buddy.
I'm sorry. Where are you getting this from? Because I
Yeah.
want to go through and laugh at this.
Yeah.
That can. I just.
We spray fields every year, and you're telling me this is the first year in my lifetime,
And it's been
in my
like this.
25,
But also, you can-
almost
you can
26
literally-
years on this earth
You can-
that I've experienced.
you can
this.
watch the
the fucking
pesticide.
wildfires.
No, you can watch the pesticides dissipate from the time it
Oh,
gets
yeah.
sprayed to
Yeah.
the time it hits the plant. It's gone.
That's
once
what,
the
Yeah.
once the little ball of water is
Oh,
dispersed,
if
it's
you go
gone.
to this
It's
website,
done.
they'll tell you the truth.
but that's what they want you to think.
It's,
That's the fake
they're putting
pesticide.
chemicals in the water that are turning the fucking frogs gay. Alex Jones bullshit.
To be fair, that is actually proven true.
True.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No, it actually is. The chemical they put frogs in a barrel and put a safe amount of that chemical in there. Out of like the 30 frogs, 4 of them turn female.
Oh, I forgot frogs can turn genders.
Yeah, the chemical aids in that a lot. Yeah, but
So,
technically true. But yeah,
The
Oh,
Alex
Jesus
Jones is right
Christ.
jar gets bigger and bigger.
it's the Alex Jones timeline. Like you are here. Like
Yeah.
it might not be true today, but one day it might.
It'll happen.
Yeah.
But it's just the fact of, well, I read this online and I did my research, and it's like, yes, but your research is fed by
Fed.
idiotic, ignorant fucking people.
Yeah.
Have at least the common decency to search out and see, is this wrong? Is this right? Where do I fall in this
Nah.
gray zone of bullshit?
Now that's cringe. Believe the first thing you see on the internet. That's a quote by George Washington.
Have you
But I
ever
mean-
have you ever seen the video of an Alex Jones rant, but someone turned it into an indie folk song?
Holy fuck! No.
Send me that
So
clip, please.
I have not.
Funny.
That's got to be wild.
It's
Any
so
Alex
funny.
Jones clip is
It's-
wild on
yeah.
its own, even without meme
But
edits.
Enough
Yes.
politics.
Yeah. Well, speaking of news that people see on the internet, did you guys see the news of the woman bringing her baby to the Download Music Festival?
The fuck is a
You guys
download
teased this
music
earlier, and I
festival?
don't know what the fuck
It
you're
is-
talking about.
So Download.
I saw baby metal, and I'm like, well, what's this?
yeah, I keep the news stories vague on purpose. So
I
if you guys,
figured as much, but
you
I'm
got-
like, this is real. Like, I don't even fucking know.
to be fair, Baby Metal is a band. No,
yes,
but this is
yeah,
not that.
Yeah,
Not
all,
the band.
like, all
kinda
girl
figured as well.
Japanese.
I tried
thing.
to. I just like put that there. I'm like, we'll worry about this later because this week sucks for news. But
Yeah.
this is actually kind of a wild story.
Yes.
Okay,
so-
let it rip.
So, fan faces backlash for bringing her baby to heavy metal festival.
Okay.
Your reaction to the idea may be similar to some of the backlash that metal-loving mom Lauren McCauley apparently faced when she brought her 10-month-old baby to England's rock and metal-filled Download Festival earlier this month.
So 10-month-old.
Okay, I'm
This
sorry.
is-
I'm
Is the
baby.
soft
I'm-
spot gone by then? I don't know.
I'm gonna stop
that's
you
about
right
6
there.
months, yeah.
Oh yeah, okay.
I
You're
mean,
good
it's
then.
not gone. You probably still have a soft
Yeah.
spot.
Did
Well-
the child wear ear protection?
Yes.
Technically, yes.
Okay,
Then
by
you're good.
technically, what do you mean?
It had them on, but at 10 months, those do not fit. Even good ones. At a 10-month-old, your head is shaped like a fucking basketball with a dent on the side. Like you
Okay,
don't,
I'll give you
Right.
that.
you know, and they're always cheap. Like kids say, like they don't really do much. It is better
I've
than
seen
nothing.
babies at monster truck
But-
fucking shows and shit.
I-
Come on.
To put it in perspective, this festival had noise complaints 15 miles away.
Yeah.
Holy
Oh,
fuck.
This is a
shit.
big deal.
Okay, so what's this show, and can I go back next year? Nick,
It's
let's
in-
go.
It's in Germany.
Oh fuck.
That's why.
Yo, the boys are going overseas.
Wait, no.
I'll
no,
go back to my
England.
roots.
I'm sorry.
I
I
was
was,
like, it's-
I
Oh,
was thinking
fuck
of ring or something.
Yeah, no, it's in the UK or Europe.
So
or-
the
yeah.
Germany, dude, I want to go.
So
I'm like 80% German.
Wait till you hear the
Sorry.
headliners and stuff. It is actually
Continue,
sick.
Nick.
Yeah.
yes. Okay. Well, the baby named Lemmy after the late Motorhead leader Lemmy, which is pretty cool.
I mean, kind of basic.
I immediately
pretty
just
fucking
think
sick.
Lemmy
I love
Wink
it.
from South Park.
Yeah, I think of the. Oh, that's Lenny. Damn it! I was thinking of Mice
That's
and Men,
Lenny,
where
yes.
they kill the god.
So Macaulay, who's attended download in the past, even while pregnant, had her share of critics. I feel like some people just don't realize how packed and dangerous download can be, especially for young children. One commenter reportedly remarked, "It is not a safe environment for a small child. There are too many drunken, drugged-up idiots around to risk a child's life."
Fair.
Okay, just
point.
don't
Fair-
throw the
fair
kid in
point.
the center of the
Well,
pit and you're
right.
fine.
Well, and let me ask you this too, and maybe you don't know, but I'm just gonna ask.
Okay.
A, was there a mosh pit?
Yes.
They're actually
Okay, all right.
multiple.
Well, it's,
Almost always, yeah.
once you hear the lineup, it'll make a lot of
Negatives.
sense.
Yes. You can hear the line.
So, and was she up front, or did she kind of chill out towards the back?
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
I'm not saying that it does or
in a
doesn't matter,
in a festival
but
like that, there's you
it's-
got a pit in the front, you got one in the middle.
There's usually
Yeah.
about 3.
There's
Yes.
like
yeah,
if it's
don't
one
get me
center
wrong.
stage, there's usually about 3
Side stage.
I am not trying to defend this woman. I'm just trying to be like, okay, you
Devil's
maybe
advocate.
tried a wee little bit,
Yeah,
but you probably should
like
yeah, but
still shouldn't have done that.
it's like you hear who the headliners are, and you're like,
Okay,
Yeah.
well,
Okay, yeah.
Sorry.
Can we go to that then real
Continue.
quick?
to,
Yeah.
to put it in perspective, have any of you seen a concert when the place was opened called Limelight in Peoria?
I have not.
Okay, it was an old. I think it used to be an old Amazon warehouse or something, some warehouse before it turned venue when it was
Warehouse
open.
rave.
It was an okay size for Peoria. Like it held a lot of well-known metal bands. But when I saw As I Lay Dying there 4 years ago, there were 5 pits going, and I was either direction I was gonna get my shit kicked.
Yeah, you're getting rocked if you're not paying attention.
It was
Did I ever show you the Louder Than Life lineup that I went to?
you did, yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
I'll say that's the most
That's the hardest lineup you've
Yeah.
been to.
it just like it back to back to back to back to back.
Right.
Absolute banger. 24/7 all against all 3 days. It was just consistent chaos,
Yeah.
honestly. Unless like once I got there at 10:30 in the morning, I'm like, okay, like cool. It's it's Ice Cube at 11 a.m. No
fuck
big
yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
But once like 2 p.m. hits, it's like, oh, Dropkick Murphys. I'm like,
Let's go.
give me a fucking Guinness and let me punch somebody in the fucking nose. I love it here.
God,
Oh, dude,
America.
And that's the
just
thing,
a
you're-
bop.
Your festival probably had a lot of people your age. As I Lay Dying, an older band was filled with a bunch of
no, honestly-
40-year-olds who were
Grown-
washing
Well, okay,
like
so
they
the-
had
the one
Midlife
night-
crisis.
The one night
age.
was Guns N' Roses,
Oh
and
my
it
God.
so that night was like 45
it's
plus.
walkers and crutches.
Literally, the amount.
they're playing Sweet Child of Yours.
Got him.
Quite literally, yeah. The Guns N' Roses
Oh my
night,
fucking
I think
Christ.
average age was about average age of a Harley owner, aka 45 plus.
At least, yeah.
No, like the actual average age of a
Yeah,
Harley
I-
Davidson owner is 45 years old.
Right.
So
The ending of Welcome to the Jungle, those fans probably think that's the heaviest shit
It
ever.
they've
is.
ever fucking heard.
Because
Nick.
That's because it is the heaviest they've ever heard.
But
But either way, yeah.
Sorry. Continue.
anyways, so
so
some
what's
of
up
the
with the baby?
So some of the headliners at this download festival were Bring Me the Horizon, Metallica, and Slipknot.
Oh,
Un-
okay.
Undoubtedly
yeah.
a loud event, Metallica drew noise complaints from 15 miles away.
Yeah.
Good.
You know,
fucking-
as
miles.
as
That's here.
a
That's
radio station engineer, I would
That's from my house.
love to see
the audio side.
the audio side.
It's
got
got
to
to be
Oh, yeah.
nuts.
It's
gotta
got to
be
be
nuts.
fucking
Like,
tits.
I think your house is more than about 15 miles from here.
just about, yeah.
Like when you put it like
Oh,
as in a straight line, it's probably about there.
Yeah.
Like
Mine is for sure.
That's
yours is closer
fucking
than that, I bet.
Yeah, I bet mine's
impressive.
10 to 12.
Right out here.
Nick's just pulling. He's just gonna leak your IP.
Dox me, I dare you.
No, I'm doing it. I'm doing it from my house to here.
Fair. Yeah, your house is probably about 12 miles.
God damn.
Probably not
That's
even,
fucking
actually.
impressive.
You
I
think?
mean, we wouldn't have per se the
Well, that's by
valley and
road.
everything, but
This
that's quite a big difference.
you're catching
distance.
noise complaints that far. Now you can
It's
hear it.
Close,
Noise
9
complaint.
miles.
Yeah, to your house.
Peru,
So
okay.
yeah, probably
from
another
here
4.
to my house. So
another-
holy
another
shit!
3
For
or
mine's
4.
probably 8, and Marcus is probably 10.
No, Mark, it's probably a little bit more than that. but yeah.
Christ, all fucking
So yeah,
mighty.
longer than my house to your house
Audio
is getting
gibbons.
noise complaints from this festival. And you-
Spring Valley is 13 miles.
yeah, and you brought a 10-month-old do this, and you're defending it.
Nope.
You're not like
I rescind my
all
talking
your
points.
devil's
Horrible
advocate.
fucking
no,
idea.
no, hold. I want to see more about how she tried to defend.
Oh my
I want to
God.
know more
There's a-
about
Oh yeah,
her.
this is gonna be horrible.
Her quotes are golden.
So,
Okay,
Ooh.
perfect. That's what I want to know.
Let her rip.
according to the Mail and the New York Post, Macaulay clapped back at commenters who questioned her decision to bring her baby. People are just really miserable. You know, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. She continued, I personally really like spending time with my kid, so I don't have a problem with taking her to download. Some parents like leaving their kids and getting a break, but not everybody has that option. I could have, but I didn't want to. She added, there were lots of negative comments from people saying the festival is not child-friendly, but Download Festival has literally created a child-friendly area this year called Mini Moshers, where they had baby changing facilities. I mean, there's still lots that Download Festival can do to make it a more child-friendly place, but the picture that I put up was actually of Lemmy at a child event where they had music in a tent for the kids.
Okay.
So
She further asserted, Lemmy had ear defenders on for the music and copious amounts of sunscreen. I got a really good Pram fan, so we had no problem at all. Some joined Macaulay's side and defended her. I don't understand why there is so much judgment, one commenter said. There was literally stuff put on for kids, and they had a designated campsite which was closed off and had security.
So imagine trying to defend that by saying, well, yeah, but I like to spend time with my kid. You're like, so I brought him to this festival.
Okay, I'm
Basically,
sorry.
just calling them bad parents.
okay,
A
understandable.
baby changing station, I don't believe
metal as fuck.
classifies that as a
Is it-
child safe area.
You mean the cocaine counter?
I mean,
Wait a minute.
you might be onto something here, Hoss, man.
With
Okay.
feces in it?
Question: how many people attended that? Can you search that?
I am sure it's a lot.
Oh, I understand this, but in my head, I'm picturing back Louder Than Life in 2019, which, according to this, was 128,000 people.
130. So
Okay,
same
so this
size.
is the same thing. I believe. I don't know about the noise.
That's
but,
the most it ever had, too.
yeah.
okay.
but
Yeah, this was as well.
but this
uh,
is in the UK where people are stinky.
Yeah.
And they talk
Some
real
bad
weird,
teeth.
isn't it?
Their teeth is all fucked up.
And they go to a hot crawling academy.
So yeah,
out
so
Deftones.
very, very similar to what I'm imagining.
Similar
my
size.
Louder Than Life.
I don't know what the
experience
festival ground size difference is though. It's probably smaller
was. To
compared to like the actual square footage is probably
so
smaller.
there were two
at
main
download.
stages, and then
I don't know if
it
we're
was
able to figure this out,
probably I would say two football fields next, like side by side with each other. Would be one
Oh.
it'd be one football field, and then directly to the left of it would have been the other main stage. Behind that, probably another two football fields total area.
Okay,
And
it's probably about the same. honestly.
One other thing,
Louder Than Life.
did she
Mhm.
specifically say the brand ear defenders?
She said ear defenders. I don't know
Okay.
if it was a brand mention or just saying that as a thing.
Because technically those are only ANSI rated up to 21 decibels.
That's not enough.
That
21
is-
decibels of protection.
I'm guessing that's
So-
that's not a lot.
no,
for
that's actually pretty fucking good.
But when the
fucking
festival's
rock concert.
130 decibels,
no,
and
I
you're
understand
10
that.
months
I
old,
understand. Yeah, 10 months old. That's the caveat.
Yeah,
is-
that's still pretty good.
yeah,
But
yeah,
it's
no, and-
something, but it still doesn't
yeah.
dignify her with the
Download is
response.
bigger.
Download is
by
bigger?
Far.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
So that's Louder Than Life.
yeah,
For 2019, at least. I'm assuming that's the year you went.
Yeah, these were the two. Yes.
Okay. This, I couldn't find one for this year for download, but this was 2022.
Andy,
Okay,
please
so that is
speak into
actually-
the mic.
that is actually noticeably bigger then.
You freaked me the fuck out there for a minute, Andy.
Relax. You're too
What,
worried.
what do you mean?
You weren't
Because
talking
I
into the
heard
mic,
you
so-
talking.
Oh, yeah,
not
'cause-
in
yeah,
the
sorry.
headphones.
Louder
Okay.
Than Life
Okay, so it
Oh.
is bigger. Good.
and
Mhm.
download. Yeah.
Okay,
Cool.
fair.
Hold on,
Huge
let me,
ship-
let,
oh, yeah.
let me see the site map for
Same amount
the
of
one that
people
you
though,
went
which
to.
is fucking interesting. That means
That's the one Andy
that
went
means
to.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, and what's the one that she went to?
this one.
Mm-hmm.
So it is definitely bigger.
Is there a child safe area marked on that
This
map?
is the 2022.
Well, this is
map.
2022.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't
So-
find one for 23.
Yeah, 23 might have been held in a shed for all we know, but
Yeah.
but yeah, it's like
It-
I
it
can't
very well
imagine.
could've.
I can't imagine the logic of like, I'll just bring my 10-month-old. I
Yeah,
like hanging
to a
out with him.
fucking Metallica concert.
Metallica, Slipknot, Bring Me the Horizon. Like,
yeah, that's
that is an intense show.
Very
Well,
similar
and-
to the lineup that was at.
I would say
Louder
that's
Than
actually
Life.
kind
Yeah,
of
but-
good for download because now they realize that those other bands are starting to get older and they're
Mhm.
probably going to retire pretty soon. Like
Mhm. Yeah.
Slipknot's reaching their 50s already. Corey
Oh, what-
Corey Taylor, I think
I think he's in his 50s.
I think he is 50 now.
Slipknot played at mine at Louder
So-
Than Life.
And now you
Bangers.
got Bring Me the Horizon that are not newer, but I mean a lot younger.
They've been in the scene long enough that they're established.
I mean, Jesus
very
fuck.
well.
Have you
He
seen
will be 50 this year.
Ramstein play?
Oh, Rammstein.
Dude.
They're actually in some hot water right now.
Yeah.
Are they really?
Yeah,
So
there's some
louder-
allegations.
louder
Till's
than
kind of
life.
a pervert, apparently.
Louder Than Life. Just a quick little recap.
Yeah.
Day 1, Slipknot, Stained, A Day to Remember, Chevelle, I Prevail, Architects, Beartooth, Motionless in White.
Oh, you saw Architects when they were good.
So hold on.
Back when they went. Bleh.
The second day, Guns N' Roses, Godsmack, Ice Cube. Weird, I know.
That's a nice break, though.
So
What are
day,
you doing in there?
so day 1 goes hard. Day 2's meh.
Day 2 as well. Hailstorm, Dropkick Murphys, Stone Temple Pilots, Suicidal Tendencies, Andrew WK, Bad Flower, Knock Loose, Anti-Flag,
Our forgot that.
Oh, Anti-Flag. Okay.
Jelly Roll. I did not see him though.
You missed
was-
out. He's the new
Brother,
big thing.
there's so many people.
I threw my phone out the window.
Third
Hold on.
day.
Is Jelly Roll the new Creed?
I think he is.
Oh,
God, I
Is he
hate
the
him.
new
I
Creed?
hate him so much. I haven't listened to him, and I,
I know.
don't want to know.
I think he's a good singer. I just don't like the music.
I don't like any of it. I don't fucking
It's church
care.
country, which is basically
Yeah.
what Creed was.
Yeah.
See, like I can say that with a lot of country, like good singers, but oh my
Yeah, I don't
fucking
fucking care
God,
about Jelly
sing about
Roll,
another
man.
topic.
Yeah,
Bro,
bro. Sing
day
about fucking
3.
knocked loose stuff.
Day
Yeah. Arc,
3
arc.
was Disturbed, Rob Zombie, Marilyn Manson, Breaking Benjamin, Die Antwoord.
disturbed.
3 days,
That's okay. That's
Edward
weird.
there?
Yeah.
3
That's
days
so
Grace,
weird.
3 days Grace, Sum 41, Angel Dust, Sick Puppies.
They're still a band.
They were a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. This is not
It was
today.
in 2019.
Okay.
Was
yeah.
when I went. Yeah,
Okay.
like
But
there's
still.
even more in the lineup that you would know probably
Yeah.
everybody
Oh,
on,
okay.
but like
But day one
most
was
of the big
goated.
headliners
Christ
is who I
fucking
and,
mighty.
like
Okay.
But-
that fucking lineup was
Okay, but are you bringing your
Insane.
10-month-old toddler to that?
that.
Fuck
So I was
no.
trying to think. I'm like, okay, in when you looked at the map, the back area of it, I'm like, okay, realistically, you can get away from a good bit of the noise. Like there was a chunk, especially in the morning, where me and the person I went with, we went to this guitar. It was like a guitar center check, like demo area. They just had a
Ibanez does that a lot.
they
Yes.
had a huge fucking tent chocked full of guitars, and they were like, "Oh, like, I'm gonna go play this, blah blah blah." And so she's played fucking 10 different fucking guitars and whatever. I'm like, "All right, cool."
Yeah.
And so I'm like, "Yeah, like it's not that loud inside the tent. Like it's don't get me wrong, it's not like the headline. The headliner probably got the 15-mile away.
Oh yeah.
No,
They bring
it's
out all the
disturbance.
stops.
Right.
Sure."
Yes.
But like I'm like, no, like most of the middle of the day, like early, like probably call it before 8 p.m. people were like pretty, like they were good and loud, but nothing fucking insane.
Sure.
Like
Well, and you know,
yeah.
here's the thing too. The more mainstream, like Metallica, oh, I'm sure they were using every fucking speaker fucking available.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
and
you know they
I
were.
I don't know
Not
the
to
rest of the
be
lineup, but yeah.
off topic, but an EDM concert not too long ago, because I just saw a video on it. They actually blew like every fucking speaker on that set.
Yeah, that's a bad audio mix at that point.
Well,
'cause
yes,
you're
they,
running
they,
clip
they
signals out of
overloaded the speakers enough to physically blow the drivers,
well,
but
it's probably more of a bad signal than you're overdriving your amp, which is clipping the top
Yeah,
of your signal
but
wave, which is what causes distortion. which is
still,
blow
I mean, the
speakers.
fact, you know, you have 150-foot wide stage filled
yeah.
with speakers, and you're gonna blow every single fucking one of them.
Yeah.
That's
100%.
good for you.
Yeah, I don't know,
That's
like
impressive.
10 months. If it was 2 years,
But it's just you got to remember what a
Still-
10-month-old looks like. I think
No,
my
I know.
sister's
The-
kid
the-
is 10 months.
and that's what I'm saying. Is
And
like
he's
The
a-
newest one?
Something like
that's
that.
what I'm saying. Like 2 years
Ooh.
old, I'd be like,
He's a
okay, like,
chunky
could
little hoss.
probably be
I
okay.
could just see Aiden at a rock concert. I'm drowning.
He would hate it. So.
Yeah,
He
Aiden
hates
in the
loud
mosh pit would
noises.
just be fucking pissed.
Okay,
Aiden,
so
you got splashed.
so
with
my
water.
sister's youngest is 11 months.
Okay.
That's him right now.
Oh fuck no!
Like when you think
Fuck
of an
no.
11, like this kid's 11 months old. So he's a month older.
Yeah.
There's not much kid
No.
there.
He's throwing up gang
And-
signs. He's good.
To be fair, kid's a tank, but
That's true.
I'm like,
the Bloods
I
or the
don't,
Crips, man.
like, I don't know about that one, Chief. Like, that's not much kid to bring to a fucking metal
No.
show.
It's interesting.
In my case, I mean, there's good points about the hearing, but for me, it would be the lights.
Oh yeah, you get
Yeah,
seizure.
everything.
Yes.
Well, that's what I want to know. Like the logistics. Did you leave him in a fucking a walker or a
No,
fucking
because she
a
wants to
stroller
spend
the whole
time.
time?
She wants to spend
Way.
time with her kid.
20
Did-
bucks.
Did you have him
this
cradled
chick,
into your neck?
This chick had the
Or like one of those
baby
things, like, they
carrier
can
in
hold
front
on.
of her.
Yeah.
Probably,
Yeah,
yeah.
like the baby carrier. Yes.
God.
The kangaroo rack.
I would fist bump if I was in the middle. If I was half fucked up in the middle of a mosh pit and I saw a lady moshing with a baby carrier in front of her with a live baby, I would have the
Keyword on
utmost
live.
respect. Okay,
I
fair.
love the
live
distinction
for
of
now.
like, bro, she had a live baby.
Like okay,
It's
I
like
don't know.
a rave chick with a fucking iguana.
Okay, that'd be kind of hard.
Yeah,
though.
honestly, I'm trying to get that chick's digits.
Bro, just get the iguana first. Let's go.
But like,
You're your
yeah.
pet.
So I'm like,
Badass.
if I'm like in my mind, I'm like, if I were to see a chick moshing with a baby carrier on the like strapped on the front of her, dude, I would lose my shit. It'd be the best fucking day of my life.
Just had a nasty.
Nah,
like,
I'm not
cramp.
about
Fuck
it.
my life. Oh, that hurt.
Was that a foot cramp or a thigh cramp?
Underside of the thigh.
Ooh.
Brutal. Oh, either way. Okay, so I'm not bringing a 10-month-old to that.
Fuck no.
that.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's-
advising for it. I was just really trying to get in the
Devil's
nitty-gritty of it.
advocate,
Yeah,
you're trying to get in her
you gotta.
mindset.
Right.
Same with
Nah.
politics. You
Sorry.
gotta.
Hey, mom, you want to watch my baby while I go to
Yeah.
a fucking
Yeah,
metal
it's
rave?
one night or two at best. Like,
Speaking of
chill.
other shit that I'm not doing, Pikes Peak happened over the weekend.
Oh yes.
Now, would it be cool to go? Yes. Do I have the balls to drive flat out up this hill?
No.
Absolutely not.
I do.
Caitlin's parents did the last time they were all in Colorado.
they drove flat.
No,
Wait, they drove on the
Let's
course
mob
or
this
they
rental
watched?
car.
They
They
watched
did.
it.
I mean, you could. It's
How
not-
far is Pikes Peak? Let's go,
It's in
boys.
Colorado.
They-
Let's,
It's,
let's get the Subies running.
they
It's
landed.
15 to 15 and a half hours, I bet.
Yeah.
They landed in Colorado
If
and
you go through
immediately went
Denver.
up there and got altitude sickness.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because you climb so fast.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, remember us coming back from the Washington trip? Like the whole week back, I
was
was like,
fine.
my
I was fine.
ears are
Oh,
weird.
your
was just-
hearing's fucked.
That was
Yeah.
just you guys. I was fine.
Yeah, no, I was perfectly fine. My ears a little bit at best.
Really?
You know how fucked my ears were having the windows open for 2 weeks?
In the
Right.
plane?
No, that was fine.
Hey, yo.
Bro, I'm just gonna open the door, get some fresh air. Let me just and we're down. That might be what happened on the Titan sub. They just
Hey,
opened a
yeah.
window.
Oh, Jesus
And it went
fucking Christ.
Crunch.
Fuck.
But no. So
fuck.
who actually knows what went on at Pikes Peak? Because I haven't.
I did not watch
I-
it.
So I
So
saw the
first
one
off,
Old
about
Smoky.
Chuckle's Garage.
Chuckle's Garage.
was
They-
that the diesel truck?
Yes, the blue
So
diesel.
I heard a lot of people were trying to beat that record this year.
That I think he had the diesel record still. So on his way up the hill, he was on. It's a named corner. I can't think of it right now. He had brake failure.
I know
and
exactly what it is,
sent
too.
it off the fucking course.
Is it Mitsubishi Corner?
He's fine. No,
Oh,
it
okay.
starts with like a T or an L or something.
Well,
but-
I know. There, I think it already had a name, but it's also referred to as Mitsubishi Corner because there was
Well,
an
that's-
Evo that fucking launched.
Oh, yes.
I know the clip.
Since,
Yeah,
since
but
then has been renamed.
That's
As
as
long
Mitsubishi
as the
Corner,
driver's
yeah.
okay, I'm
he
guessing the car's
walked
fucked.
away basically uninjured. the
good.
car itself
Nice.
is fucked
Yeah.
though. So yeah,
How
he
did the
he sent it off there real hard.
I have not.
how did the Ford Transit
coming
do?
into Lightning Corner on the 101st running of the Pikes Peak Hill Time, complete brake failure.
Do
The
you have a
truck
map of the course?
The truck flew about 175 feet down the cliff onto its roof and then rolled 8 or 9 times before it came to a stop.
Ooh, and
In
he
the-
walked away from that?
In a snowdrift. I was winded, but completely unscathed. I dug myself out of the snow and climbed back up to the safety crew and medics. They confirmed I had 0 injuries or concussions.
Massive testicles.
Like,
Good for that guy.
yeah. Like, if you haven't seen the pictures of it, this is kind of it's a reel going through it.
Yeah.
But the whole car is the whole truck's completely crumpled.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Oh, shit.
here it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh,
It's-
no, that was a beautiful fucking truck,
It is
too.
disintegrated.
Bad.
Like
Yeah,
all
it's-
that's left is the cage and like sheet metal stuck to it.
Some
sad.
some sheet metal stuck to the main
What was
body.
the name
That's
of
about
the
it.
turn that he took?
Lightning Corner. So that's the importance of having an actual good cage. Like
Yeah.
you're looking at safety restrictions. Like, do I really need a Hans device and a cage? I need to be this spec. Like for that reason, right there.
Yeah.
Yes. Like that is why safety is so important at a big event like this,
Mhm.
especially on
Absolutely.
a mountainside, like 175 feet off the course. Like that's crazy.
And he walked away, which is amazing.
Walked away, no injuries, no concussion. That's
That
wild.
shows your
That
safety
is,
devices
yes.
right there.
Like you were strapped into the point where the car is moving around you and you're sitting perfectly still.
well, it's just like the rally guys of shit.
Yeah, you just sit there and go, "Yep, I'm going off the cliff."
And they rolled 8 or 9 times, and
But yeah,
well, fuck, I guess we're gonna sit here while the tow truck comes and gets us.
Yeah, as far as I know, that was the only major incident of the event.
How was the weather this year?
Better than last year. Last
Good,
year was
better.
foggy
Last year
as
was
shit.
fucking horrible.
Still a good bit of fog. I remember.
I mean,
seeing.
it's probably wildfire.
Some of the coverage. Well, fair.
You know, either that or
Well, I
yeah,
mean,
just
you're on a
morning
mountain
fog.
too,
It
so
is
the elevation
Mhm.
and everything.
Yeah.
right.
A decent bit of fog, but not nearly as bad as last year.
And then Leah Block was there driving the Huna Pegasus.
Mm-hmm.
Rip.
Yeah. Doing a tribute run for her late father now.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Mr. Block.
I mean, that kid's got some fucking balls on her.
So
Well, I think technically she doesn't.
yeah,
but
no,
Well,
technically she.
You
does
know what
not.
I
know
mean,
what
no. And with all due respect,
she's a hell of a
for
driver.
how old is
Yeah,
she?
She's
16.
And she just
16?
turned 16.
16?
Yeah.
I'd be fucking shitting myself, and she's just.
So I'll say it was. I kind of had followed a little bit of her racing career just because of probably the last
Interest.
year or so. Is when Ken was starting to kind of
Introduce her to the
her-
camera.
the camera. Yes, she has
Yes.
been racing a lot, but yeah, she's been a lot behind the camera.
Right.
Yeah, over the last year or so, she's kind of been more introduced, especially
Yeah.
with the Hoonigan stuff, as far as just kind of getting the limelight and just kind of getting more into that.
Well, and I mean,
Um,
how fucking cool is that?
To have Ken
Oh,
Block
yeah.
as your dad.
Yeah.
That's-
to have
yeah.
Ken Block as your dad,
But
and then
it
"Haha,
comes
I'm
tribute is
16
sweet.
years
It
old.
comes
and
back
I'm
to-
driving his shit.
it comes back to a rich parent trying to say, how do I teach this person morals when they don't have to work nearly as hard as I did?
Yeah.
Right.
That kudos to Ken with
Oh,
keeping
definitely.
her out of the limelight for that
Yep.
long. I didn't know her
Right.
name. I didn't know anything about her until
Which-
about a year ago when it was slowly like, this is my daughter. This is her car. Let's try to do
To be
Yeah.
fair, you probably shouldn't know many 13-year-olds, but
she's 16
Well,
is when
you
I
said-
found out
you
about
said
her.
years ago, so it's like
Well, but
But yeah.
still,
But like
it-
knowing how
I-
to balance his private life.
Yes,
too.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
I completely agree with
Yeah,
you.
I
on
think he did that
and
very
I am
well.
sure
Yes.
if you ran into her at an event,
probably this
she'd be
incredibly humble, super nice. I'd have to assume
fucking
so.
sick as
Well,
hell.
so I listened to a podcast with her. It was the Travis Pastrana podcast.
Mhm.
It was Roman Atwood's podcast with Travis Pastrana and
Roman
Cletus McFarlane.
Atwood.
Dude,
yes.
that guy's
That's
fucking
a
old.
That's a whole
Wow.
name.
So yeah, he has I don't know probably like fucking 15 episodes or so, and a handful of them are really good because they're people who I'm really interested in. And one of them was Travis Pastrana, but Cletus McFarlane was already at that interview, and then Leah Block comes in later, and they kind of talk about it. And
I'll say.
the way Leah talks about just kind of her racing career and whatnot, it's very very humble. This was well before this Pikes Peak run, but it was a very good insight for me, at least kind of figure out like, yeah, like is this a fucking snobby little bitch who's just gonna ride her dad's last name the whole fucking way, or is she actually give a shit? No, it's like she actually gives a shit, and she's hanging out with Pastrana a lot. When Pastrana's wife Lindsay is huge or Lindsay is a skateboarder, but still in the
world.
action
Extreme
sports
sports,
realm. Realm and tries to kind of do some helping with that. And then I watched it was actually today I watched this, which is what I want to bring up, not just Pikes Peak story, but more of the Leah Block part of it. Was I watched it was basically the tribute video or so from Hoonigan of Leah Block's run, and it was it was more heartfelt than just kind of like, oh, like she ran her dad's car up the hill.
Which
Honestly,
I mean,
I watched
what-
the in car, and she actually fucking pushed it more than I thought she might have.
I
I thought she
mean,
might have done a cruise up the hill, but no,
what-
she was red
what
line a good
a
bit.
way to put a tribute to your late father.
She'll be doing.
I mean,
that.
there's been several.
Oh,
trips.
she'll be doing that for
she'll
the
be
rest of her
doing that
life.
for the rest
But-
of her life. But that just shows how
one of the bigger ones.
she's
is
a normal
this.
kid.
And how she realizes how impactful he was in a ton of people's life.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
people she hasn't met and would never will meet
No.
had their lives changed by this guy.
Oh, exactly.
You know, it's actually really impressive.
Mhm.
Which I mean, good for him for raising his daughter the right fucking way.
Absolutely.
That's true.
I couldn't put it against him. I mean, Jesus Christ, the interviews I've seen with him, he is
that guy.
He's just another dude.
Him. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So Andy did you still want to talk about your new
Well,
job that you
hol-
don't actually
hold on
have,
one
that you're
second.
never gonna get, that's a waste of your time?
Do you
or-
have any
Yeah.
info on the transit van?
I do not. I did not
Oh,
check on
okay.
that. I could try to find some, but
do it.
Yeah,
Let
we'll,
An-
we'll check it out later.
yeah.
Go
Do you
on,
want to talk
Andy.
about your new job?
Are
that-
we gonna finish it up? We're at like 2 hours.
do you
It's
want?
fine.
You
No,
told
just
us
fine, yeah.
Just go
you
through it
told us
quickly.
to add it to the
No,
list. If you're not going to
understandable.
talk about
No,
it,
that's
that's
fine.
Well, now
So-
I'm fucking interested. So
So,
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
looking at a couple of YouTubers who I frequent.
Oh fuck! Here we go.
You don't even know. You're gonna
We
love
do.
it.
Come on.
It's dumber.
Strap
than you
myself in for this
Okay,
one.
originally Donut Operator put up a video of his on his vlog channel. It was a video of Demolition Ranch Matt, his new resort he bought. Do you know of this, Marcus?
No.
He bought a abandoned resort
Where?
in Texas, next to his hometown. It's like Guadalupe Ranch or some shit.
Okay.
It's an abandoned resort with like 40 buildings and some shit. It's fucking cool. He's planning to build a destination for gun enthusiasts as well as like ATV trails, side by sides, etc. Whatever.
Cool. Hog hunts? Question mark.
I would
Not
assume
hunting.
It does not have property for
It's
that.
like 300 acres, I think he said, but it's more of a destination like resort for bachelor parties, company retreats.
It'd be like a shooting gallery, like a
Yeah.
arcade style, like pew 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 pew, except
Yeah.
real life because he can afford to do.
But a
build
destination for
something.
it too, with
Still.
live-in cabins. There's a river that runs through it, like very cool place.
Yeah, very neat property.
Okay.
So the last couple years, I've been looking at like possible job opportunities through YouTubers. And
Here
stuff.
it is.
There it is. There's the
I
turn.
honestly want to look up his. I've only watched. So originally, I watched Donut Operator's video, which was just kind of a glimpse at this. It was literally like a 5-minute video Donut Operator put up. I was like, okay, cool. Then I looked at Junkyard Digs, which is a like kind of automobile restoration group or channel, and then they restore vehicles and then drive them somewhere else. Like, fucking cool concept. Love it. We kind of did the same thing. And I'm like, okay, cool. I watched his video. His video deep dived into it even more because they took one of the vehicles that was abandoned on this resort and drove it from Texas to Phoenix. I'm like, okay, cool.
So it's kind of like roadkill
Yes.
to a point. Okay.
So I watched their video. I'm like, okay, cool. But they rebuilt it at the resort. I'm like, okay, this resort still sounds pretty fucking cool. I'm like, cool. Still have not subscribed to Off the Ranch, which is
He's a fake fan. That's what he
Yeah.
means.
yeah, I know. I'm a piece of shit.
unsubscribed shitholes.
Well, I'm not a.
We're just giving you
I'm-
shit. Continue.
No, I know, but I'm not a huge gun tuber
Yeah.
subscriber.
It
I'm
gets
not
old after
that
a while.
far into guns. I'll enjoy guns, but
Okay,
I don't.
boomer.
yeah.
Keep talking.
So I was like, okay, cool. So I started watching Off the Ranch videos. I'm like, man, the more fucking videos I watch of this, I really want to work for. I want to be an employee of the ranch and work for this because I've already thought about trying to go to Florida and work for Cletus McFarland back when he was asking for a
shop
kid,
bitch.
basically. But he
For
said
minimum wage.
he said
basically.
$20 an hour unless you have other skills. I'm like, well, I've been an operating engineer. I've been an operator for 7 years.
I'm not saying that those skills
I
aren't
have a
prevalent,
little
but
bit of
I'm sure he has
experience.
guys that do that for him. But
Yes,
we all
but
get where you're going. but
having
continue.
some experience doesn't hurt. So I'm like,
No.
God forbid he gives me $23 or $25 an hour for that. If I enjoy what I do, then it's not work. Like, you know what I mean?
True.
So it's,
I will definitely give you that.
yeah, if I don't have any, if I move all the way down there, have no bills to pay when I get down there, because realistically, if I sell my house, I can move down there $0 debt. So I'm like, cool, move down there to $0 debt, $25 an hour. Love what I do every single day. Work probably 7 days a week at that point, because what the fuck else do I have to do? I don't have many friends down there besides the people I work with. So fuck it. Like, really enjoy what I do. And I'm like, man, that sounds cool. That was, I don't know, probably 3-4 months ago now.
At least.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, I'm gonna binge all these Off the Ranch videos with him redoing this resort, which honestly my skill set would apply more for that because it's 300 acres, most of them needing some sort of machine work, also manual labor, etc. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, I'm hoping one of these times, like one of the videos I was really just hoping to like catch it authentically through the video and be like, yeah, if you want like I need workers, here you go, like send a fucking email to this email. I was hoping to catch that. I've only watched 3 videos on his Off the Ranch channel. There's probably like 6 or 7 now. So I'm hoping that one of these times he's like, do info at Demolition Ranch or something. And I'm probably going to send him an email and be like, so
I will never tell you no.
is
But
it
I'm
stupid?
still gonna
Yes.
I'm still gonna call you a fucking idiot. But
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
But do I hate
would
my...
that be fucking cool? Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Am I gonna tell you to drop everything and go do it for $15 an hour? No.
No, exactly. Like realistically,
But-
it has to be between 20 and 30 minimum.
That's cool. Would it maybe work?
And because of
But again, if I do what I love, it's not working.
Yes, but
I'm already
there
25
does
years old,
have
and
to
I
be
fucking
somewhat of
hate
a
it where I'm at.
minimal monetary value to
No, I know.
doing that, especially if it's
Well,
manual
I
physical
would
labor.
if I, God forbid, I got the opportunity, I would probably just rent my house up here for a couple months and just try to give somebody a 6-month lease, and just that way I have my mortgage up here covered. Other than that, I have my truck payment and my Mustang's gonna be paid off, and then it's just food and phone bill.
Yeah.
At that point, so it's like, okay, cool. Go down there, see how much I like it. If I love it, and I'm
You could
selling my
stay.
house, great, sell it, or continue to rent my house up here, have somewhere to come back to, build a garage up here. That way I have somewhere to put all my shit up here when I come back up here. Or, yeah, just kind of figure it out from there. But, yeah, that was kind of my plan, was like, fucking send him an email and be like, these are my skills. I understand this is crazy. At least give me the opportunity to have a phone call with you and explain why I want to do this so bad, because genuinely, like, for as much content as I like watch and intake
ingest.
Yeah.
between podcasts and YouTube and Instagram and all these other social medias and shit, it's like I could be like, since I'm ingesting it, I can also help to put it out on the other end of it, as far as like
Doing cool shit.
yeah, it's like I can help you. Like, I'll grab a camera and fucking record this shit, or, you know, get back, like, behind the scenes shit of redoing the ranch, which there's a market for, I'm sure. You know, like, do a resort rebuilding only channel, and let me just, with the random little shit I do during the day, I could fucking have a GoPro on me, do a time lapse of it, have him upload it. It'll still get a couple 100,000 views. His off the ranch channels are usually anywhere from like 200,000 to a million views on an episode, or
an episode.
An episode.
That's what he said. Yeah.
So it's like, fuck, like, if you're getting that, like, that could damn near pay for my fucking wages. Not to mention you get
A kickback from that. Well, exposure. Yeah.
You get exposure. You get the labor, which is basically free now, because that's paying my wages, and as well as other people getting interested in, like, holy fuck, like, I'd love to do a bachelor party down there, or I'd love to take a vacation down there.
I'll never tell you no. I'll call you fucking crazy, but I'll never tell you no.
I don't want to.
I know.
The problem is he gets this same email 100 times a day.
Well, exactly. I know.
Yours isn't going to stand out.
It's worth a shot.
There's no harm in trying.
Literally, the bottom line was like, I would like for him to.
I'd like to put my hat in the ring.
Yeah, I would like for him to at least say, like, I'm kind of looking for people to do this. Or if he's not, if I get ahead of the curve and send him an email and say, hey, I understand that this is not very normal for people to just offer to move halfway across the country and work for you for fucking middle to minimum wage. But, like, yeah, I don't want to do a regular 9 to 5 the rest of my life and turn into my fucking dad. Period. It's pretty much the bottom line.
I get it.
Yeah.
I'm already kind of looking at ways out of. I work for the same company my dad's worked for 20 years, and I don't want. I just try not to fall into them steps. I'm doing a pretty good job of staying out of that. Besides the fact of where I work,
fact you're doing exactly that.
Well, and no offense, and I wanted to bring this up last podcast, but I couldn't. It wasn't a long enough talking point. There was a study done by a hospice nurse of what specifically men on their deathbed regretted.
Right.
And it was, I never went on these crazy trips with my friends when I was young.
Did you say something? Did you?
We talked about it.
Oh, I was saying either that or I listened to another podcast who did the same fucking thing.
And
no, he definitely told us.
We're on track to do two of those.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, there's a time and place for work. There's a time and place for, you know, family, girlfriends and that. But at the end of the day, shut the fuck up. You know, what does it hurt for us to go on a crazy, stupid fucking adventure once every 2 years? I mean, look at the Washington trip, for example. Do you know how many of my family members looked at me dead in the eyes and said,
every fucking one of mine
are fucking crazy. This is going to blow up in your face. This is going to be a horrible time. You're going to blow all this money.
I didn't have that pushback.
My family didn't care. They're like, you guys will be fine. Whatever.
Yeah, no, I only had
really one person.
I probably
who
had
did that.
6 people who were like, sounds pretty fucking cool. Like, I hope you thought it out, but that sounds pretty cool.
But
I had the rest of them who were like, that sounds fucking weird. And then I had a handful who were like, you're fucking nuts.
Still,
and all of them were right.
It still it was stupid. It's crazy.
It was nuts.
It's a dumb way to waste money, but we will never do that again. We will never experience those things again.
Yeah.
That to
Well-
this day is one of my favorite vacations I have ever taken. My favorite places that I've ever gone.
You mean the Disney cruise wasn't the most magical place on earth?
It was the
Yeah, I
cruise
know, but
in general, pretty fucking cool. Would I do Disney again? Fuck no, I'm not dealing with that shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
fuck
Yeah.
that.
I'll say, well, and no offense to you guys, but like, if it were up to me, I would just do Washington trips every fucking opportunity I get. Which,
Yeah.
No one's
like-
stopping you.
well, that's
Well,
the thing is
yeah.
basically me trying to take that job at Demo Ranch Resort would be that.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
just that,
Fuck
but
it.
Yeah.
but it's
Go.
for a living.
Yeah.
Right.
But like, and even now, like the last couple months, I've been thinking, I'm like, fuck, like, so, yeah, trying to quit this job, quit the company I work for. My dad's been with them for 19 years now, and I don't want to be with them anymore because they are just slave drivers. They are work you to the bone, as much overtime as you want. It's just chaos as far as any sort of leadership goes.
Which, to be fair, that's why you joined that job, because you
No, no,
wanted the overtime. I remember
Well,
that
and-
specifically.
I wanted the overtime, but
and now you got it, and you don't want it.
You know, I think
yeah, I wanted to get to the point where I was comfortable, and now I am.
well, and I think
It
it
took
kind of boils
A
down
little less
to
than a year.
you know, we're third generation of you work the rat race and until you're retired.
Mm-hmm.
And until you retire, you cannot have fun. You cannot do this. You cannot do that.
Yeah, I'm not one to be in the rat race.
And
Even like, no offense.
don't get me wrong.
Even
like,
looking at you guys, I'm
I'll-
like, I can't. I don't know how you guys are gonna go through the rest of your life, but I sure as
Oh,
fucking
I-
not gonna be in rat race.
why the fuck do you
I-
think
yeah,
I look
fuck it.
forward
He'll
to
be-
these guys' trips all the fucking time?
Yeah, he'll be dead by 30. It doesn't matter.
Oh yeah.
Can't fucking
I
wait.
was gonna say with the health issues in my dad's family, I'm gonna be lucky to see fucking 40.
All right,
So
homie.
I get where you're going, and you're trying to take work life to actually something that you're going to
You're
enjoy.
you're shooting for the moon by saying I'm gonna go work for the famous YouTuber when you could go work for like a landscape company and do the same thing.
50-50.
You wouldn't
I
be
get where you're coming from.
You wouldn't be famous on YouTube for doing it, but you could do.
You
And that's not
want
really
to-
the goal. It's
you-
just a
I was gonna
matter of
say, I
like,
didn't think
yeah,
that was your
You just
goal.
want to do something
Right.
cool that you're.
You-
Fuck yeah, we're gonna turn this land into a bitchin' ass place where a bunch of people are
it's
gonna
a
come.
bigger picture type thing. Like what I'm doing now is construction. Like
Yeah.
I work in an
Yeah.
asphalt
Nobody's
plant.
gonna give a
that
fuck
either
about these
we're-
roads that I'm helping
yeah,
build.
we're making asphalt or we're crushing asphalt to
Yeah.
put back into the new asphalt. Like that's all. Like I'm like fuck,
Right,
man.
like,
Like
you
could-
there's
I
no
can see how
bigger
that gets
picture. There's
tiring.
nothing. There's no little thing that'll ever be like looked at as like, oh, like he did, like this guy did this. and this
Somebody
contributed to this,
spent
and-
hours
yeah,
in his week
yeah,
to get paid to do this.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's unnamed recognition.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's the acknowledgement that somebody put in the effort
Yeah.
to make this thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, yeah, you could change your job without drastically moving across the country.
But that only gives me more ambition to do it because
Well,
if
yes,
I do
understand
get
that.
if,
that's-
if he says yeah, that you sound like a good fit here, like I said, 300 acres, multiple gun ranges planning to be built, multiple buildings planning to be built, etc.
But
I'm
again,
like, oh shit, like
You know how many people own 300 acres? A lot of people. Like, I get this is the one
Yeah.
you've been exposed to.
yeah, exactly.
But-
which is why it's worth me sending the
There's
email,
somebody-
which is about all. it's
There's
gonna
probably
fucking
somebody an
end up.
hour from here clearing 300 acres right now. It's like, fuck, I wish I had an operator to run this. Like, I don't feel like doing it. Like,
Yeah,
in theory.
yeah. Well, the sad thing is that he doesn't have the following that would bring me in to see that, and
Yeah.
then me
Exactly.
It's
apply for it.
it's
Yeah.
what you
This is just-
as
This is just the one
a
that you are
content
aware of.
Yeah.
watcher who is ingesting that goes,
Mhm.
fuck yeah, I could go do that for 12 hours a day.
Right.
Mhm.
And you could start your own excavating company and I'll clear land for this or that. And you could put bids on every job like anyone
that's
else.
what I've also thought is like I could also try to like I could go out and buy an abandoned resort and put it all on fucking credit
Or an
and,
old quarry and turn
yeah,
it into
and do
a
shit. But
gun
it's like
range.
not like there's already so many other people who's doing this.
Yeah.
I would much rather jump onto somebody who's who's already has the base of it, like Whistle and Diesel or Cletus or Demolition Ranch, who has the capital to employ someone to help with it. Like I don't need the
to help make the same dream that we kind of all have in that
Yeah.
kind of niche community
But
come to fruition.
You're missing the point that they all started the same as anyone else. They didn't start off
Yeah, but
rich with
it's
1 billion followers.
understandable, but it's
If-
less likely to happen now. Now that the internet's like
Yeah, I understand.
from the creation of the internet
They
till
grew
now.
They grew with the internet.
I was gonna say,
Yes.
just from
to
YouTube
start
to
from
now.
here is it's such a downhill slope.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I understand that.
Yes.
But again, they were all normal people at some point.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's no. There's,
But if Demolition Ranch did not exist and gun tubing was even less of a thing, and me and him both right now started at the same time, it would be. You're not just competing on even like the gun tubing side of it. You're also
Right.
competing on just watch time in general across every platform, because
Yeah, I
most people have more than
understand.
one interest that they're also watching on YouTube. So it's not just the fact that you're trying to be like revolutionary in one space on YouTube or on social media at all. You're trying to just compete with views for everything. And now the algorithm and AI and everything else is fucking going on trying to maximize every single aspect of every single person's watch time availability. It's like it's insane.
Sucks.
but
Yeah.
it can be done because where was Mr. Beast 5 years ago?
Mr. Beast is
didn't
really
exist.
fake, and it's a big conspiracy theory.
And he's got
blah,
a
blah, blah, blah.
billion subscribers.
Yeah, it's all fake and
He's
gay.
the pro-
Well,
prophet.
but he applies himself and changes the way he does things to the
Yeah,
algorithm.
but the KGB owns him and some other bullshit,
Well,
and half his.
but that's
fucking
beside-
views.
well,
No,
it-
that's the fucking conspiracy theory.
Yeah, that's
but
not
it's
true,
just like the
but
same
Well,
thing that
I
we
don't
are
know,
doing
man.
right now. We started from nothing.
Well, okay, hold
and
on.
we will
And-
end at nothing.
Mr.
Yeah.
Beast is Mr. Beast's mom works for like the head of fucking Coca-Cola or some shit. So they started off as multi-millionaires.
I mean, I'm not.
He did not
saying
start
don't-
off as like
I'm not saying that
nothing. I
didn't
don't think
help
that's
them.
accurate.
Bullshit. Mr. Beast's mom works for the head of Coca-Cola.
That
or
doesn't
some shit.
mean that they're
Tinfoil
loaded.
hat time.
Fucking bullshit. They're not.
The
Any sort of corporate Coca-Cola thing, you're making multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. So you have a damn good start. When Mr. Beast originally started, he had like realistically hundreds of thousands of dollars to start off his YouTube projects with.
if
Google
you
it,
say so.
please, sir.
He went popular because he counted from like 1 to 1 million.
Yeah,
during
he-
the,
Okay, well,
He did,
can
like,
you Google the
all of his stuff
Coca-Cola
was,
thing?
like,
Because I know that
any-
it's also a thing.
Like any dollar he earned, he put immediately.
Oh
back
no,
into
I
it.
understand. Yeah, once you get the popularity to immediately reinvest, fantastic strategy.
Like-
but no,
oh, he's younger than me.
Yeah, he's a
What the
child.
fuck? How fucking old is this
He's
guy?
like 23 or 24.
Yeah, young as fuck.
Yeah, he's young.
He's,
Well,
he's,
I
20,
mean,
he's
like-
25, but born in '98.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's my age.
Jesus
fucking
Christ, he's a
old.
year fucking younger than
Yeah.
me.
And he is.
I mean, like, look at fucking Brandon Herrera too.
yeah, he's only like
But
20.
even- but him-
he's
but
a year
even-
older than us.
But
Yeah.
even the fact that his mom makes $300,000 a year, that is
oh, I'm
that
not
is-
saying that did not help.
yeah,
you
no,
realize the average fucking salary in the United States is like $35,000 a year,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because I'm
Yeah.
less
So it's
than
like-
that.
Yeah, exactly. So like being 10 times ahead of that, the immediate footprint that you start off with, I want to use this GoPro and look at my daily life and make fun videos with my friends, like that. What he starts off with versus me doing that, where my dad makes $120,000 a year, 150
Supposedly.
maybe.
And could you not make $100,000 a year and you have a GoPro?
Yeah,
You
but
know, it's
yes,
not-
I know, but I'm also working too much to do that. He was a child in his mom and dad's house who, 3 times better than me, had more access to other things and started off on the better foot.
Sure.
I get where you're coming from.
Yeah. You're a hater, but that's okay.
I'm really not. I'm really not.
To
I'm,
be-
it's
I mean,
very
you are
plainly
saying-
set in front of me.
You're
and
literally
I'm
saying
like,
it's
this is
rigged
crazy.
from the
Oh,
start, to
man.
be fair.
And this
but-
podcast going in
Not
each-
rigged. It's
or
just it's
each which
convenient
fucking
for him.
direction
Oh, yeah.
right now.
I mean, but rich people don't always make it. He had a good start. Sure.
Yeah.
Like, that's all it takes.
Oh yeah, and I'm not saying he's not crazy ambitious, et
Oh,
cetera,
he
et cetera.
absolutely is. Yeah.
But yeah,
It's paid off.
yeah.
For him.
Yeah.
I just want to be a fucking stupid medium worker for a fucking dude who wants to build a destination
who
resort.
does and can do cool shit.
Who I think
Yeah.
that if I saw him in person, I'd be like, wow, we have a lot of stuff in common. We get along really well, and I think I could see myself working for you for a long time, because the current asshole fucking multimillionaire I work for right now is some fucking fat piece of shit drunk who just gives everybody beer who works for him
Allegedly.
and makes sure that their miserable lives are worth living. Oh, just kidding. If you die on the job from a heart attack, aka fucking paving asphalt, this happened 2 weeks ago, the next day the company's not going to give a fuck and continue to pave asphalt and replace you. The next day. This happened literally, 2.5 weeks ago.
Again,
Dude
it's,
died on the paver.
it's the rat race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking miserable.
Yeah.
And I would much rather die any other way than in the rat race.
Fair enough.
So at 25 years old, I feel like my entire life's gone by, and I'm like, wow, I need to get the fuck out of this bitch. quick, aka sell my house, move across country. That's why I deem
And
this
do
more
cool
reasonable.
fucking shit.
I also don't have a woman at home to leave like you. No offense, you would stay here for her,
Oh,
which
of course.
understandable. She's a great woman,
110%.
love her to death.
Yep.
But I don't have that, so I'm like, get me the fuck out of here. That's me.
Speaking of getting out of here, let's get out.
Yeah,
of
let's
this.
get the
Yeah.
fuck out of
It
this
has been
bitch.
plenty long. Thanks for watching.
I'm sure I'll be drunk again and ramble on like
every
this.
episode. Yeah,
Yeah.
Hey, I think this was a good one.
it was
Yeah.
terrible.
It-
This is the-
Really? We
no,
got
it was
into
the
This
worst.
needs
Legitimately
more
the worst.
podcast. I would want to listen to this one more than some of the other ones. so.
Again,
Well-
we are going back to 4 dudes bullshitting in a fucking shop. Come
Yeah.
join
And
in.
that's what the people are watching for.
Happens
Thanks for
lately.
watching. Catch you next time.
Later.
Bye.